session of Madam Nisha Anand from Gujarat. And
sir.
Yes, Aran.
Now, sir, on unmute, sir.
And friends, to compare this meeting and coordinate the meeting, I humbly and with great pleasure invite our respected patron of LUGI Kerala, P.U. Jones sir, to take over the meeting, please.
Sir, good afternoon, everybody. Today, actually, it is a great day for LUGI Kottayam chapter. We are having a wonderful person from Surat, Gujarat, who has been training a lot of people, not only in leadership activities, but also in HR activities. Basically, she is an MBA holder from Tennessee University, USA, and has been conducting various training sessions. She was working with so many corporate offices. Almost all the leading corporates of India had a chance to associate with her. After that, she started her own training institute at Surat. Now she is running that institute. I had a chance to attend one of her meetings. It was conducted by South Gujarat Chamber of Commerce. So it was an accidental meeting. So she was wonderfully led that meeting. It was highly informative. It was very, very useful to all the participants. Hence, I decided to invite her for one of the meetings. I think this may be her first meeting with the South Indian people. So, almost people from Kerala, Tamil Nadu, even from Andhra Pradesh. I saw Mr. Kirti Singada from Maharashtra, people from Karnataka. So many people are assembled here to hear Srimati Nisha Anand. So it is a wonderful chance and a wonderful audience. So now I request our agent from Kottayam branch 1, Srimati S. Ramani, to have the prayer. Over to Ramani.
ആകാശപ്പൊയ്കയിൽ അമ്പിളിയാമ്പലും ഭാസ്കരചന്ദരം നട്ടതാരോ പൂവിന്നു സൗരഭ്യം തേനിന്നു മാധുര്യം പാലിന്നു ധാവള്യം ചേർത്തതാരോ സർവചരാചര വസ്തുക്കൾക്കേശനായി സർവദാ കാത്തിടും ശക്തിയേതോ ആ ശക്തി വൈഭവം നിലാകവേ നിശോകമാറായിടട്ടെ സത്യം ജയിക്കട്ടെ ധർമ്മം ജയിക്കട്ടെ പാർത്ഥലം പാവനമായിടട്ടെ പാർത്ഥലം പാവനമായിടട്ടെ. താങ്ക് യു സർ.
Thank you.
താങ്ക് യു സർ.
Hello. Next, I invite Mr. Haridas, Treasurer, LUGI Kottayam chapter, to welcome this audience. Over to Haridas.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everybody. In this context of social distancing, today we are learning how to market relationship. It is little bit puzzling as the two words carry heavy meaning. Relationship is the basis of social harmony and family. Frankly saying, marketing is a sort of exploitation to a certain extent. I am here to welcome officially. It's my privilege to remember Talaivar P. Srinivasan, founder president of Life Underwriters Guild of India, who is the relentless force behind this. He is well known to all of us, not only a living inspiration to the marketing people, he is a legend also. So I take this opportunity to welcome respectively Talaivar on the behalf of him and myself. I am so excited to welcome Ms. Nisha Anand Madam. I am not only excited but thrilled also because the name of our honorable guest carries two words in her name. One is Anand. This word is so sacred and it represents our real nature according to our rishis. Anand means ecstasy. We all are living for this ecstasy and we often become ecstatic also. Second comes Nisha. That means darkness. The creation takes place in darkness in Sanskriti is called Avyakta. In short, we are very lucky to have guest with a meaningful and sacred name. Nisha Anand is from Gujarat. So is our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who turned 70 day before yesterday. I think she is the first being Mahatma Gandhi in the list of names of eminent personalities from Gujarat. I know another female eminent personality, Swamini Bimalananda, an architect turned monk in the Chinmaya mission, who has conquered my soul. It is unnecessary to go in deep about her qualifications, as I am confident that she is the apt personality to present this topic before us. So, wholeheartedly welcome Madam Nisha Anand on behalf of LUGI and myself. Next person to be welcomed, Mr. T.U. John, who sacrificed his life, wisdom and time to LUGI. He is now the patron of our chapter Kottayam. He is an alchemist who turns everything that he touches into gold. So let me welcome Mr. T.U. John on behalf of LUGI and myself. May I welcome Mr. Jyoti Kumar sir, retired marketing manager of Kottayam division, who also take part in the meeting. We are honored with the presence of Mr. S. Subhash, marketing manager of Kottayam division. I welcome Mr. S. Subhash sir on behalf of LUGI and myself. Now may I welcome Mr. Padmanabhan of Kottayam chapter, P. Chandradas, secretary of Kottayam chapter, and all the executive committee members of LUGI Kottayam chapter on behalf of LUGI and myself. Let's welcome Mr. Praveen S. Nair, who is a trainer on par. His thorough knowledge on the subject is admirable. So let me welcome the unforgettable personality and the host of the day, Mr. Praveen S. Nair, on behalf of LUGI and myself. Welcoming Mr. A.B. Thomas Abraham, Senior Business Associate and co-host of the day, LIC managers, especially V.D. Vinod Kumar sir, LIC officials, development officers, LUGI members from various chapters, and all the participants assembled this virtual Zoom meeting. I wind up welcome speech here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Haridas, for your nice words. Now it is the time for introduction. Before that, I just want to mention some of the names when I was going through the participants' name. Mr. Kirti Singada from Mumbai. Many of you might not have heard about him. He is a veteran agent, MDRT, COT, and he has has been providing various literatures for sales literatures. How I came to know about him? Once, so many times he attended our LUGI meetings. Moreover, once he visited my branch when I was senior branch manager at Alapura. He came for a vacation, and when I heard about that, I invited him for a meeting at our branch. He came there. We had a great interaction. So I saw his name. Welcome, Mr. Kirti, for this meeting. And also I have seen the names of Arvind Mani, Mr. Harihar Iyer, SBA from Mumbai. So many people, Pushparada from Bangalore. So I welcome once again on behalf of LUGI Kottayam chapter. I welcome all these people. And now this time for the introduction of our great speaker. Now I request Mr. T.S. Anil Kumar, MDRT agent from Artingal, Trivandrum Division, to introduce our today's great speaker. Over to Sri Anil Kumar.
Good evening to all. First of all, I thank LUGI Kottayam and their team, especially LUGI Kerala Talaivar, respected T.U. John sir, most lovable President Padmanabha Swami sir, for giving me on this wonderful opportunity. Today, I introduce with a great pleasure this wonderful, eminent personality. She is a MBA graduate from Tennessee University of United States of America. Also a diploma holder in corporate communication and advertising business of Vikram Sarabhai Research Center. She is also a performance measurement mentor from famous Harvard University and also a Reiki master from Cambridge University. Now she holds the post of lead business consultant and co-chairman of Better Career Management BCM, Surat, Gujarat. A skill coach and a management consultant with years of experience in all management and behavior aspects. Her strength is to focus towards result-based learning. BCM Training Academy gives better solution for better career management. BCM have high profile 36 people team and 3 offices in Surat, Gujarat. Her top clients list include GAIL, Reliance Industries, L&T, Eureka Force, Mahindra Group, etc. Reveals his training legacy. Her firm trained more than 1 lakh students so far. She was honored with inspiring awards like Outstanding Woman Entrepreneur by South Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Top 15 Inspirational Entrepreneurs Award from IRMA. Performance Excellence Alumni by BRCM College. Young Creative Entrepreneur Award by British Council. Friends, it's my privilege to welcome our vibrant chief guest of the evening. It's none other than Nisha Anand from Surat. Nisha ma'am, I heartily welcome you, ma'am, to inspire us. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anil Kumar, for the wonderful introduction. Anyway, no words can explain her caliber. We are going to hear her. And now the floor is yours. Nisha, Madam Nisha, it is now your turn to interact with us, inspire us, and also to give strength for facing these challenges and this, especially this pandemic period, how to tackle, how to overcome, how to win over it. Now the floor is yours. Madam Nisha, now it's your turn.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really thank you all from the bottom of my heart for giving me this amazing introduction, for giving me this amazing platform, for giving me this amazing opportunity to connect with all of you. I am greatly, greatly thankful for this fantastic opportunity. Right sir. So, not taking much of the time, and I just want to first let you all know that, with the kind of introductions that you have given me, you have set like very high expectations, and I'm very hopeful, and I'm really looking forward to that. I meet all your expectations, and I'm able to contribute somewhere in a way wherein I can address to some of your concern areas and help you out in with respect to my experience and knowledge that I have gathered about these couple of years in the industry. So thank you once again. All right, so I'll try my best to, to speak a language which is very relevant to you. And excuse me if there's a little, if my pace is very fast or if my pace is very slow, you would, please feel free to, share with me your feedback, and I'll address it accordingly. It is amazing that I'm able to, reach out to so many people, thanks to this online platform that sitting in Surat in Gujarat, I'm able to reach out to so many people right in the south of our country and at a single time. So it's fantastic. I'm so grateful to the technology, and that's what even today's session is also all about, that how do we leverage this digital platforms and connect to, the people who to our customers, to our prospects, to our all old clients as well. So fantastic now. So we will be having on the plate today. So my first question to all of you, my first request actually to all of you is going to be that I would request you all to, adhere to a couple of small little requests of mine. First thing would be that, the interaction is the key. Especially when we are talking about, in this digital era, wherein, everything is just possible in just a tip of a second. But, it is very important that we are able to communicate to each other. So your inputs are very important to ensure that, we are in sync with the conversations together with the same page, same wavelength. So my first request to all of you would be that throughout this session, I would invite all your queries, all your agreements, disagreements, wherever you feel that, you would want to put on your inputs. I request you all to please use the chat window as graciously as you would want, and keep typing me with your responses so that I know where, I'm able to connect my inputs further. Secondly, whatever we're going to discuss today, this discussion has to be very relevant to what exactly that you are looking for, right? So, so there will be a lot of challenges that we all are facing. I'm definitely sure that, this pandemic is not, an area that we had experience in. So we are all new to this uncharted area. We are trying to figure out, how to handle this pandemic in a very, respectable way, wherein, we are not hurting anybody's sentiments, as well as we are able to ensure that we are making our living and we are keeping our family and our work-life balanced, and, ensuring prosperity flows in continuously, because we are all, the bread earners, and we all understand that, at this important profile of ours, we are responsible for so many things, so I would request you all to connect to whatever discussions that we are doing to your professional and personal lives, and share with me, your inputs relevant to it. So it is important that you connect whatever discussions and whatever situation that we are going to discuss today with reference to the areas that, you are working at, right? So these are the two basic requests that I had. And so I'm a little fast. I'll try to slower down my pace. Thank you for your inputs. So so now coming back to my question. So my first question to all of you is that please share with me about one area of major concern, that you are personally facing, one area of major concern that you are personally facing with reference to connecting to your prospects, with reference to connecting to your clients, which is stopping you from getting in business, right? So I just want to, get to feel of exactly what are your specific concern areas. So the discussions and examples that I share, you can, I can relate it well with the specific examples throughout the discussion that we are in. So I request you all to use the chat window and share with me what are your concern areas, wherein, there are two areas that we're going to talk about. One area that we are going to talk about is being able to connect with our clients, with our prospects, right? And the second thing is through digital platforms, because face-to-face conversations has become a little challenge right now. So considering this, what is your area of concern that you're currently facing? So I would appreciate, you all to quickly share. Yeah. So yeah, social media marketing and connecting digitally. Okay. Thank you so much, Pushpalata ma'am. And reducing of personal income. Absolutely agreed with that. Yes, that's very true. So please share. I would request we have so many participants, and I would really appreciate all of you to share with us what exactly are your concern areas or your probable concern areas that you may feel that, could be an area of concern as the pandemic continues, because we are not sure when will it completely move out of the scenes of our lives. So you can share with us exactly what are your concern areas. Great. So yeah, you can please continue typing in the chat window. Making impact on digital platforms. Okay. Yes. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Ravi Kumar. Using WhatsApp. Okay. How do we leverage WhatsApp to connect with our audience is amazing. Yes. Okay. Anything else? Anything else beyond these? Google form. Okay. All right. Okay. Great. Fantastic. So definitely, using Google form, Facebook, reaching easily to the customers, using LinkedIn, definitely. So all of these platforms are definitely, the need of the hour today, and being able to use, these are definitely so very important. Okay. How to clear the fear in the minds of people. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing this. Such a brilliant input. Physical distancing affecting the insurance marketing. Absolutely. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Telephone and Facebook lead generation. Okay. Great. Right. Yeah. Brand building. Fantastic. So I totally relate to what exactly, are your concern areas. And I would want to bring to you, my small little content, so that we all relate very well, because we all have common concerns. All right. So I'm about to share my screen. Okay. So can I have the screen sharing mode available, sir? Thank you so much. All right. So, right. So I hope that you're all able to see my screen. All right. Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to ask you, to have a look at this picture. Okay. And I want you to just have a look at this picture. Sorry. I hope this is good. All right. Okay, so now this is a picture of a very sweet little bird sitting on a branch of the tree. Okay, so I have a question for all of you, okay? My question to you is that, is the bird confident enough sitting on the branch of a tree? Yeah, so it looks confident. My question to you is, what would happen what would really happen if the branch of this tree breaks? What would happen to the bird if the branch of the tree breaks? What do you think would happen to the bird? Yeah, I'm looking for your answers. Yes, so yeah. So the bird will fly, absolutely, 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 right? So you would all agree that it will fly. Yes, the bird can fly, absolutely amazing. Yes. So as you all know that it's not actually the branch of the tree that's letting the bird hold on and not fall, right? Yeah, Brijuji. So the bird is able to have its full confidence because it has confidence in its wings, right? So given that, when we talk about our current situation, this situation, so it's like we all have been like so very comfortable, absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for your messages. Yes, so we all know that before this pandemic actually arrived, we were all confident about how our tree was, like how strong our branches were, and where we were sitting, and where we were having total dependence on, so the kind of the economy that we were in, or the kind of people that we were associated with, that we were using, for example, to face communication. So definitely it was very clear to us that things are going to be the way it is. So but when the pandemic arose, it came to us as a sudden shock that neither would the bird know that there would be a sudden thunderstorm and the branch would break right in the beginning. But the reason why the bird continues to be confident is because it had full confidence in its wings. So given that scenario in our lives as well, I would want you to take this as my first input and my observation, and we all totally understand, and you would also agree with me on this. The situation is going to remain like we do not know for how long. So we cannot sit and crib about the pandemic that has now arrived, and for how long it's going to stay. So the branch has broken, right? The branch has broken, and we are clinging somewhere to something as closely and as confidently as possible. But in order to fly, we really need to strengthen our wings, right? We really need to strengthen our wings so that we can take the right flight and go ahead and just meet our basic goals. We can actually start working on what exactly do we want to achieve, and for that, what exactly do we really require. So that's what we are going to work on today. So although it's a very short period of time to understand this entire concept of digital marketing, and the topic that we are going to discuss about that is relationship marketing. So it's definitely a very limited time, but nevertheless we are going to make the maximum use of this time so that able to leverage the maximum of opportunities through this ahead, taking this ahead. I want you to add this. Okay, I want to have a look at this image. So now as you look at this image, you see anything in this image which is other than the bricks. There is something which is beyond the bricks, right? There's something beyond the bricks which is not the bricks alone. What do you see other than the bricks? Do you see anything other than the bricks? You see stones, okay? Anything else other than the bricks and the stone? There is a gap. Oh my God, is there a snake? Okay, I never noticed one, but I'm definitely going to look at it again. Okay, there are some shapeless bricks. Okay. So that was well tried. And now I'm going to give you all a hint. Okay, my hint is that there is a brown long cigar in between the bricks. Okay, there is a long brown cigar between the bricks. Can anybody find that out? Okay, so there's something more than a gap, Ushaji. There's something more than a gap or a support stone, Ranganathanji. So I want you to look for a brown cigar, right? So Ramesh sir has been able to identify that. Okay, that is fantastic. Anybody else who has been able to find out the cigar in the bricks? Can you see the cigar? There's okay, I'm going to tell you the color of the cigar as well. It's a brown colored cigar which has, yeah, okay. So Mr. Prabit has found it out, and so has Mr. Ramesh. Okay, so many of them. Okay. All right, Mr. Isaac Anthony, Ajita ji, Rajshekhar ji, all right. Okay, yes, so many of you. So for those people, yes, the brown cigar, that's absolutely right. For people who are able to now look for the cigar, okay? And for those who have not been able to find the cigar yet, so I'm going to show you some indications here. So do you, oops, sorry. So do you see this? Do you see this brown long thing here? Now are you able to all see the cigar here? Yeah. So we are now all able to see the cigar. Yes. Fantastic. So now I'm going to ask you to not see the cigar. Yeah, I want you to now not see the cigar, okay? So can anybody actually not see the cigar? Okay. Is anybody able to avoid seeing the cigar? So now I want you to look at the same brick and stone image the way it was earlier and not see the cigar. Are we able to see that? Or is the cigar still coming in front of us? Are we able to ignore the cigar anymore? Are we able to ignore the cigar anymore? Can anybody ignore the cigar anymore? So yeah, so you see that once you look at the cigar, it becomes a very modified view, a distorted view, wherein it is impossible to avoid looking at the cigar anymore, because now our brain has identified the cigar, so it's going to be difficult to not see the cigar. Now, why am I bringing this into context in our today's discussion? The reason why I'm bringing into context is that you see that now the changes are expecting us that we also change, right? Once we see that there is a problem, it is now totally a matter of where our focus is, right? So if I see this as a problem, if this is a cigar, and if I'm able to see it once and I'm not able to ignore it ahead, the same goes for, wherever our focus lies in our life. So if our focus is on the problem, we are only going to see the problem. So if we're really looking forward to not see the problem, we'll have to definitely start our focus on a newer solution so that the problem no longer exists. So just imagine that instead of treating this cigar, right, as a problem, like the pandemic right now, right? So if this is a pandemic and we are looking at it as a problem, so constantly 24/7, we are going to look at this pandemic as nothing but a problem, and it will continue to be behind our minds every time we are trying to do something. So every time, I take up a decision to work on something and people say that, oh, this is a pandemic time and, things are not really good with us. So I don't think we want to move ahead right now. And, we have economic problems and financial issues and other constraints. So very difficult. So now, it's giving us a feedback that, pandemic is a problem. Things are not the way they were supposed to be, they were expected to be. But then life would not go on like that, right? So what do we need to do? So we need to actually identify a solution that is something in which our entire mind's focus could be totally there. So today we are going to talk about this focus, this solution that is going to actually help us take that leap in our career, so that all the problems that you mentioned, whether it is, in touch with your customers on various digital platforms, all the platforms that you mentioned, or whether it is communicating with them over the telephone, or whether it is, anything that you are looking forward to. So you already know that, things will not move the way they were working, and there is a solution needed. And that's what we are going to, work on today, how we can identify this as our new focus. And that is using digital platforms, using social media as our strength, where our entire energy, where our entire focus could lie on, right? So now I'm going to share with you these colors. Okay, now let me tell you that each of these colors represent one social media. Okay, so I want you to quickly relate to them and tell me. All right, so like if you see the green color, I'm very sure people already can relate it so quickly, right? So within the moment, if I ask you that, okay, so green color is representing with social media. Yes. So Mr. Binavir, you're right. So it said WhatsApp. Yes, absolutely. Now look at the next blue color, this dark blue color. What is it representing? Which social media is this dark blue color representing? Facebook. Amazing. Yes, fantastic. Now look at the sky blue color. There are two social media platforms that use the sky blue color. Okay, LinkedIn, Telegram, Twitter, yes, Skype, so many of them. Yes, fantastic, right? Great, super. And now look at the multicolor. That's right, Mr. Arvind Mani is very fast. Yes, absolutely. That's Insta. And the last one, the red one is YouTube. All right, that's fantastic. Okay, super. So would this be my live classrooms? I would have showered you with lots of chocolates for answering my queries. Fantastic. So you're absolutely right. Yeah, so the red one is the YouTube. Okay, so you are already aware about the different platforms that are presently available on social media, right? Now let me tell you that you all would probably be aware, but this is fantastic to know that, see, Kerala has become the number one state in terms of internet usage. Look at the number of people that are using internet in Kerala, and that is also not just the latest figures. So this would be at least 4 months old figure. So you can imagine that with the growth of this pandemic, you would understand that when you're talking about the amount of internet usage, you would relate well that people are actually using the internet so very heavily. So with so many people in Kerala already using internet, this is definitely not a roadblock for us to connect to our prospects. Okay, so let's bring this very clear to our mind. Yeah, thank you so much, John sir. So yeah, so now what do I mean with this? I mean, if people, like if we were into a very remote location where there was no internet facility available, right, where there was no access to internet, and they were total remote areas, but frankly speaking, even it has been noted that even the remote areas of our country are having higher internet usage as compared to the urban people, because now most of these smartphones are able to use internet, right? So considering this as an opportunity which means that people are already using internet so heavily, brings us to our second most important point of learning. Okay, and we really need to educate ourselves with this, because this is going to be a breakthrough of our mindset. See, certain times we feel that, okay, my customers are not available online, or it's very difficult to connect with them online. They may not be accessing it. How will they relate to my, data online? How will they understand the kind of financial products that I talk about online? So it's definitely just a mind shift that we really need to understand here. So what is it saying? It's saying the the way people are actually making a decision based on whatever they want to buy. So here I'm not talking about, only products which are tangible products. This includes even financial products as well. So when I'm talking about any kind of a product, when people are making decisions about what to buy and what to not buy. So 50% you would say, all right, they ask an opinion of a friend. How about you? Have you tried, buying this financial product or this kind of an insurance earlier from this person as well or not? And how has your experience been? So that goes very natural. But just imagine that almost 50% of people are using Google. They are using Google to find out what is best for them, right? So to understand this, let us accept this as, a decision-making factor. When people actually search Google, how many of them are able to look for you on your digital platform, right? So if today I put your name in Google search engine, all right, and I search for this particular financial product with your name as an agent, tell me, how many of you are sure that your name would pop up in the Google search? So now that's a question. How does that happen? How will my name pop up in Google search engine, right? So that's what search engine optimization is all about. If you have a presence on any social medias, and as much as presence, you would definitely have a chance to be visible to people. Okay, you'll definitely have a chance to be visible to people. So my point here is that we need to increase our presence on the social media platforms so that when people are actually looking forward to buy something, it will actually help us. They'll be like our friends, they'll be like our allies, so that they can support our customers to make a decision in taking us as, a trustworthy person, right? Same goes for online payments and COD. So this is the second most important element. This is just to understand the buying behavior of people. Most of the people prefer cash on delivery. Most of the people prefer cash on delivery rather than online payments. But that is definitely possible. But still there are a lot of people who are still looking for, an engaging customer base. And still there are people, like around 40% of an average of people who are comfortable with paying online. So we have to identify, a very common path which is comfortable for both of our audiences, right? So there's one more amazing revealing information which says that there was an entire report, and you would be very proud to know, and so am I also proud to know, that none of the states but the Kerala state, okay, the Kerala State Planning Board was the first state to actually assess what was the the effect of, the COVID on the economy. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this with you, we understand that, the economy is definitely hit. The economy is, the point is, it's a kind of information. Who would be our audiences? The audiences would be who are not as badly hit as the other sectors, okay? So there is an example, like if I ask you, you would be having different categories of clients based on your experience, what sectors of people working in which kind of a sector are actually supporting you, are actually, according to you, are not badly hit, right, in your industry. Like say, for example, when you are trying to reach out to your prospects, have you tried to gauge, as in, okay, people in this particular sector are badly hit, and, maximum negative associated with, say, construction, hotel, restaurant, so all of these. So am I targeting these people? If yes, then my responses are going to be lesser. So I need to identify people whose businesses are not as badly hit as much as those of the hotel and restaurants, right? So I hope I'm able to make sense here. Am I able to make sense here? Are you with me about what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I really hope I'm making sense here. Right. All right. Now look at this. If you look at this, hard, and I ask you and buy an adhesive. You have to go and buy an adhesive, something that sticks, one material to the other. What are you going to tell the shopkeeper to give you? What are you going to tell the shopkeeper to give you? I want your answers. You are going to ask them. All right, I'm going to also type in the chat window so that if my space is too fast. So yeah, so I want you to tell me if you have to buy some adhesive that sticks to things. When? All right. Okay. Yeah. So yes. So you're going to say what? So absolutely. So you're going to say, I need a Fevicol. All right. So we are all going to say, okay, we need a Fevicol. Okay. Now you have a plumbing problem. Yeah. Fevicol, Eraldite, fantastic. You have a plumbing problem, all right, and there is a leakage in your tap, all right. You go to the same shop, hardware shop, and what are you going to ask him to give you to fix the leakage? What are you going to ask him to give you to fix the leakage? What is it going to be? So if you have to fix a leakage, what is it going to be? Okay, fix it. Very quick. Okay, Eraldite, M-Seal, absolutely. Fantastic, right? So now tell me, absolutely. So now tell me, like, are these M-Seal and Fix It all of these products, or are they brands? What are they? Are they brand or are they a product? What are they? What are they? Fevikwik, Eraldite, Fevicol. They are brands, absolutely. They are all brands. But we went to buy a product. How come we are saying that the brand name as a product? Why do we exchange a product and a brand name? Why? Why do we not say, please give me something that sticks well. Please give me an adhesive. It's a branded product, right? It is a branded product. Fantastic. So, yeah, you recall it immediately. Amazing, Ms. Pushpalata ji and Ms. Kirit. So you see there is some word which is called as you have total trust, you have total reliability, quick recall because of it, right? Since you have total trust, because you have experienced it earlier, it becomes easier for you to actually recall it fast. Why? Because you have had a past experience for it, right? So now look at this. Look at this. Do you know what is this? Do you know what is this? You know, so this is basically, a snapshot. I've taken a screenshot from a YouTube channel, all right? I've taken a screenshot from the YouTube channel, the official YouTube channel of Apple, right? So we all know that, Apple is a very premium product, and, yes, absolutely. So we all know that, Apple is such a premium product. Why? You see, there would be, rarely people who would actually be not aware about, Apple, right? So Apple has become a brand name, a premium brand name. How many of us know that Apple has a YouTube channel which keeps on sharing about the latest products, the entire details about their products, what they do, and, the newer inventions that they're coming up with, and, the different categories of products they have, the qualities of each of these products. So if Apple, which is already such a famous big time brand, continuously has its regular presence on YouTube, how are we standing there, So are we also prepared to face this, how prepared are we to face this, that awareness is the key to brand recall, right? So if we want people to remember us, what we really understand is that our awareness is important. So how we connect to our people, how we make our people relate to what we do, okay? That's what, the relationship marketing is going to be all about. So talking about relationship marketing, it's nothing but only two important elements, and that is we and our bonding with our people, okay? So if you're talking about, say, trying to create a relationship with our prospects, with
Hello. I think she lost her connection. Madam, hello.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
There was a disconnection suddenly. So I was mentioning that when we want to relate to people, that's what relationship marketing is all about, right? So basically, how do we actually create these kinds of bonding with our people? So that's what we are going to quickly now come to the agenda. So the first mantra that we all need to remember is that we have to make our customers feel special, okay? We have to make them feel really important. So people are going to forget. They are going to forget about, what all you said. So like you're making a call and you're telling people about the kind of products that you're offering, the services that you're offering, and what's good and what's not. So you talk a lot and you share them about, the immense knowledge that you have. Okay, so yes, knowledge is important. Definitely, there is no doubt about it. But it is also important to ensure that how are we actually making our customers feel after the conversation. See, while we are conversing with them, trying to understand only one important element, and that is we are not here to sell a product. Okay, and you'll say that, of course, why not? We are there to sell a product. But yes, there's something more than we are there to sell a product. And what is that? And that is to make the person feel important. Okay, that is to make the person understand that we are here to give them an answer to their problems. So we are not here to sell, but we are here to resolve some of your concern areas, which has been a problem for you, right? So that's what our objective is going to be. So let us understand the three most heavily used social media platforms. So there are like Facebook has around 250 crores of people accessing data regularly, and WhatsApp more than 200 crores, and Zoom on a daily basis has 20 crores of people accessing Zoom and using Zoom platforms. Now, why am I sharing this with you? See, there are so many platforms. I'm just giving you few of the statistics. This is to tell you how amazing these platforms can be as a blessing to all of us. How can these be blessings to all of us is, how do we use Facebook in order to connect with our audience? Okay, so let me give you a quick overview. Okay, say for instance, you have to buy certain things. Okay, you want to buy something like maybe an air conditioner. Okay, you want to buy an air conditioner, and it's been pretty hot, and you've decided that, okay, I want to buy an air conditioner. Now, to be able to make a decision about, where to buy an air conditioner, what would you do? So probably if you have had like past experiences, or you already have an air conditioner and which, you want one additional air conditioner, if you're happy with the same brand, with the same brand. Okay, so what would you do if you're happy? Like say for instance, I'm using Mitsubishi. Okay, so I'm very happy with my Mitsubishi brand and it has been giving me a good service. What would I do if I want to buy another air conditioner? Would I also go back to the same brand? Would I go to the same brand? Right? Why? Because my experience with the same brand has been good. Okay, now suppose that I have not bought a Mitsubishi earlier and I don't know which brand to buy. So what would I do? So now I am looking for alternatives, as in which are the alternatives available. All right, so now what I do is I ask friends who have already used some air conditioners earlier, and to ensure that I do not have a hiccup later on, I also Google. Now, say for example, I'm already on Facebook and I, suddenly come across some link which says Mitsubishi comes up with some interesting products lately. Okay, so what I do is I quickly click on Facebook because I'm already on Google. I was already using Facebook. I'm sorry, not on Google. I was already using Facebook. I was already logged on to Facebook. So the moment I see that, there is some notification about Mitsubishi, what I would do is I would quickly log in and I would quickly check the Mitsubishi page and what products they have. Now, what will be the next step I would do? So I would actually browse through the entire page. Wouldn't I? I would browse through the entire page about what are other people talking about Mitsubishi. I would also see what are the reviews on that page. What are the other information pieces that have been shared by Mitsubishi? Wouldn't I? Right? So what am I doing here? What am I doing here is I'm trying to check the credibility about that brand, whether it is worth investing in it or not. Okay. Now tell me, do all of you have Facebook presence? Does everyone have a Facebook presence on, do you all have your own personal page on Facebook? Yes or no? Do we all have it? Yes. Right. And now talking about just a Facebook personal page. If you browse through your Facebook history, okay, what do you see on your Facebook page? Like say for example, somebody has recommended your name. People are checking, okay, who is this gentleman? Okay, so you put it on Facebook and see, is he available on Facebook? And if they browse through your history, what do they see? So there are two options most likely. One is that since it's a personal page, so you would be sharing some personal thoughts, personal images. You would also be having some family pictures and a lot of personal data out there, right? So that's very natural. Now, what happens here? What happens here is that we miss out on a very important element here. And that is that Facebook pages are normally treated as personal pages. Okay, now we are to understand that personal profiles and Facebook pages are totally different things, right? So we need to understand that besides having a Facebook profile, just using your login ID, there'll be a small little icon. You can visit any page. You would see that it would say create a page. Okay, create a page when you log into Facebook. So when you click on create a page, you can actually have your entire professional page on Facebook itself. So the way we have like websites, the same way, without making any rupee investment, you can actually have your digital presence on Facebook just by creation of a page. Now, how do we use this Facebook page is so very important. Okay, so does anybody have a Facebook page? Does anybody have a Facebook page? Anybody who's created a Facebook page earlier? Okay, so now talking about the Facebook page. So Facebook page, it means that when we talk about the Facebook page, no, right? So yes, now you will. That is fantastic. I like that answer. Now you will. Sorry. The point here is that what kind of content should go on the Facebook page? The number one content that will go on your Facebook page is have images about your professional page. Okay, professional page in what sense? What sense? So the kind of financial products that you are selling, but not just selling. Okay, we have to remember the key word here, okay, which I'm just going to type here. What is going to be your purpose of the Facebook page is not sales. Okay, the purpose of your Facebook page is not sales. then what is it? If your purpose of your Facebook page is not sales, then what should that be? So I'm going to type it, and it is educate. Okay, the purpose of your Facebook page has to be to educate your customer. Yes, you're creating awareness and to educate your customer or your prospect about the available products that they have and why should they actually be purchasing that product. Okay, how is it going to benefit them personally? So if I'm going to make a decision and I am confused as to which product I should buy and why should I buy and how is it helping me, trust me, I would really find this as a very important information to help me take a decision, right? So the kind of information that has to go has to be with reference to number one, educating your prospect and your customers. Number two, it has to be something which talks about you. Okay, so your testimonials. Okay, testimonials. What do I mean by testimonials? Testimonials meaning people who have used your product and have shared something about you. So there is something which is called as reviews. So connecting with your people who are already your existing customers earlier, requesting them about, their earlier experience and requesting them to write something about, how their experience has been would really, really make a definite positive, give a very positive outlook to your entire Facebook page. So the second thing that you have to do is gather testimonials or stories about your clients, about their experience of buying this product, right? The third thing that would come up is about some special information with reference to your product. So say for example, some new updates, okay? Some latest updates that were not there before. So if, you have come up with a new product and some, variations as compared to the previous product. So you talk about, what's lately happening. So whenever a person is looking forward to make an investment, it helps them to make a very concrete decision. Okay, so now these are also the available information. So whenever they have a query in their mind, where do they go? Oh, let me, quickly search for the Facebook page of Mr. XYZ. He has all the latest updates, right? So giving the latest updates and the information totally dissected. Dissected in what sense? Like say, for example, the kind of information that you get, right, about financial products, and there are very technical data written on it. Okay, now everybody does not understand and nor has the time to dissect the information and understand what does that mean, right? What does it mean? How is it going to help me? So just to be able to help the customer not dirty their hands, it is actually called as the white gloves approach. What does that mean? That the customer does not need to spoil their hands or put their hands onto anything. You are there to just do every single thing. The cake is completely ready for them to eat, and you're telling them what are the ingredients in the cake, and if you have diabetes, then you should not eat the cake. If you have this, then you may be allergic to it, but if you eat this cake, these are the positive points and these are the negatives. So it is totally crystal clear to them, wherein you have made the necessary information so very digestible to them that they totally know what decision they are making. And then you have to put your contact details in each of your posts, right? So for any guidance, for any help, for any support, contact and Mr. XYZ and then your contact number. So that's all you have to do. So what you are trying to do here is you are trying to create your credibility, right? So Facebook page wherein we are talking about the kind of content that has to go. Secondly, if it is you who is the face of that Facebook page, in the profile pic of the Facebook page, you can put your name. You can edit your image. So your photograph is there, your personal photograph is there with your name on it, And if you have, any specific registration numbers, just to share about your authenticity, put that in the profile image, personal photograph, right, on the Facebook page. So there is one as a background page, Facebook page cover, and second is your personal profile pic in the Facebook page itself. So when you go through, the Facebook page, you will relate to what exactly I am saying. And then you have the different posts that are updated regularly on Facebook, right? The next important thing is trying to connect with your audiences. Now, how do you connect with your audiences? Okay, so connect with your audience. Any idea, anybody who would tell me how do you connect with your audiences on Facebook? Anybody who is aware about anything which is called as Facebook Live? Has anybody heard about this earlier? Anybody has heard about this earlier? Facebook Live. Anybody? Okay, so the way you have Zoom right now, okay, so yeah, so no, it's more than invite. Yeah, it's more than invite. So when I'm talking about Facebook Live, it is like a live Zoom. So say for instance, right now we are having the Zoom meeting, okay, where you are able to see me live. You are able to ask me questions live. Facebook Live is a similar kind of a system wherein you can invite all your people in the community. So once you add on to like good number of people and you can share it, you can make a lot of friends, and then you can put it in various groups. So you add to a lot of groups because see, it's all about, you know, a very simple being able to reach out to your people. It's a very simple fundamental which says law of average. Okay, what is law of average? Does anybody know what is law of average? Anybody who has heard this term earlier, law of average? Okay, so law of average is nothing but is the let us accept the fact. What is the fact? The fact is that not 100% of your prospects who are watching this, who are watching your say profile page, is going to buy your product. Okay, it is the law of average. So it is said that only 10% of the people are going to be really interested in your prospects. Okay, so if you're contacting, yeah, I'm sorry, is my voice not clear? Okay, so I'm going to be a little louder. Yeah, so I'm saying that law of average is your number of people that you're contacting is say 100, okay, 100 people. So when you contact 100 people, assume that only 10 people are going to be showing interest in your page, in your profile, in your product, only interest, and not saying they're going to pay you money and they're going to buy your financial product. Okay, only 10% are going to be interested in what you are sharing with them, right? Yes, 10 on 1, absolutely. So so out of 100 people, if only 10 people are going to be interested and only one person is going to buy my product, okay, so now I have to create a target, a goal in my mind. What is my goal? Every month, how many closings am I expecting? Okay, every month or every quarter, or you know, you decide your own goal. You know, what is my goal? What is my objective that I want to achieve? And then you increase your network base. So if you will reach out to 100 people, one person is going to buy your product. So if you want like 10 people, you know how many people to reach out to, right? So you have to increase your network base. So connect to more number of Facebook groups. So you will find lot of relevant Facebook groups in your Facebook account itself. So there are all free groups. So all you have to put is a join request. So search for it. Search for all the available groups in your area, in your vicinity. And then you can do two things. One thing that you can do is you can have paid advertisements. So it is called as boost. Okay, you can boost your page. Okay, you can boost your page. So when you boost your page, what happens then? It's a very minimal amount. Okay, so you can share your budget, right, from 100 rupees to 10,000 rupees to even 1 lakh. Okay, so it begins, you can begin small. You can begin small with, say, you can just try out with, say, spending 100 rupees and see how, you know, your network grows, and then gradually you can invest more. So what happens here is when you increase your network to reach out to people, more number of people will be available to see your notifications. Okay. Now coming back to the point that we were talking is Facebook live. Okay, so when you have a good amount of network of people who are actually, you know, seeing your notifications that, okay, Mr. XYZ is live right now. Like say, for example, Mr. VJ Thomas is live right now is the message that they get. Okay, so now people try to log in. Why? Because they have seen that Mr. VJ Thomas has already shared a lot of credible information, you know, throughout his page for months or days together. You know, the kind of information he has been sharing is very relevant and very helpful, very credible. So what they do is, oh my God, he's live. Let us go and see what is he going to talk about. And people simply love something which is called as videos. People love videos. So something where they can see, when they can look, where they can interact with people rather than reading pieces of information. People love live videos. So the moment you are live, what are you going to do live? What you're going to do live is you are going to again educate. You are going to educate your customers. So you can share, you know, right in advance that next week on so and so date, I will be live and this is the topic I'm going to talk about. And then you can pick up a topic of your financial product. So any latest financial product which you feel is, you know, the need right now, you can say that, you know, we will be having a live Facebook with this as a topic. When you go live, you are thoroughly prepared. Thoroughly meaning thoroughly, because when people will ask you questions, you should know the answers, you know, because you are the go-to person for them. So do your homework well enough. When you are live and you share with them about what this, you know, financial product is all about and to whom is it going, and pick up only one thing. Okay, so do not have too much of information like A product, B product, C product, and thousands of products, and this is also good. Don't confuse your buyers. Okay, so select very short list for them. This is what they really need at this hour. Okay, and this is how it is going to be helpful, and then address to questions and keep it short. Just short. So short in the sense, the ideal time for a Facebook live is maximum. So 20 minutes is ideal, but 30 minutes is good. Why? Because after the 30 minutes, you are going to invite questions from them. So you are going to now ask that, you know, in case if you have now questions, like the way we are doing the Zoom thing, you can now ask them to, you know, connect with you. So the best benefit here would be that you would not need their contact numbers to connect with them the way you need in WhatsApp, nor would you need to be a part of some groups wherein, you know, you would receive the Zoom ID links, nor would you need any other references. You know, people from all over the place who are just interested in knowing about the financial products would just log in. And if you know how to talk to them, you know, with the right information, it's going to be beneficial to you as well as to them. But let us remember that our goal is not just making money. Okay, so see that is definitely there. We definitely all want to make profits. We all want to make money. But remember that money has to come to you as a byproduct. Okay, so byproduct in what sense? Wherein you give more. Okay, that's the rule. Give double. Okay, you have to first give double. You have to give more to be able to receive something. So it always says give, and there will be a time when you will receive back. But that should not be your goal. Your goal has to be able to be helpful to people. And trust me, it is the power of the cosmic energy. It is the power of the universe. It is the law of nature to return back to you. But first, you must give. You cannot expect that, you know, if somebody gives it to me and then I give it back to in return, that doesn't work like that. Okay, so you have to give. All right, so these are some few tips on how you can use your Facebook page. Okay, so you can take care of it. Now coming to WhatsApp. Okay, so WhatsApp is such an amazing platform. So how is it amazing? Is because you can connect to people you know so very brilliantly, but it has its pros, it has its cons. Okay, now what happens? Like say for example, lot of people, like, you know, when we conduct so many trainings, a lot of people connect with us, and it is so amazing to connect with all the amazing people. Now there are certain groups also that we join in a group. There are groups wherein there are people who send in good mornings, good afternoons, good evening messages religiously in the sense every single day, Monday to Sunday. Okay, so that's it's like, you know, their business policy that, so the more we are visible, people will remember. So what people do is in the groups, they keep sending good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, right? Now what happens is that if every single person in the group starts doing this, you can understand how painful it would be to be filled with these kinds of notifications, right? You agree with me, isn't it? So it is important that you are very conscious about the kind of content that you are sharing on WhatsApp. So now WhatsApp, how do we use WhatsApp? So there are two ways that you can use WhatsApp. One way that you can use it, you personally, I'm just typing it down, you personally message individually, okay, as per client need, okay. So now this is something which is customized, okay. So you know that Mr. X, okay, a prospect of yours has this particular requirement, okay. So what you do is you share with the person only relevant information which is there to educate him, okay. Do not, you know, barge him with end number of messages, okay. Every time you receive, you know, a small graphic of any financial product, you share it with him. Don't do that, okay. So what you do is you understand what your client or your prospect requirement is, and you share with them only that particular message, okay. Very crisp, very clear, very digestible message. I thought this could be helpful to you, so hence sharing. All right. And don't do that like every single day. So you sent it on Monday, then again you sent it on Tuesday, you again send it on Wednesday. Don't do that, okay? Give the person a breather, okay? So if you're sending on Monday, wait for some time, all right? And then check with him on Thursday that if you have any queries, you may connect with me, right? So then after 3-4 days, you know, you just tell them that there were certain updates and, you know, this is how it has helped some people. After 4-5 days, again, then you text him. So don't do it on a daily basis. Leave a gap, maybe a week's time, or at least 4 to 5 days time, and then maybe 15 days that way, right? Depending on how the person is responding to you. All right. So that is one way, that is personally message a person on WhatsApp as per the specific client requirement. And what's the second way? Second way is called as WhatsApp broadcast groups. Okay. So groups. So what do I mean by WhatsApp groups? A couple of you would be already aware. So when you create a broadcast list, so I am not sure if you are aware about it, but when you create a new broadcast list, what you are able to do here is, yes, fantastic. So when you are able to create a broadcast list, when you send a message to the person would not be a part of any group. He would be receiving a message as if you have sent him personally, okay? He would not see to how many you have sent. So that's the beauty of the WhatsApp broadcast group. Okay. So what happens here is that the moment you send a message, now you have to be, okay, you have 5 groups. That's fantastic. Okay. So yes. Okay. How can we make it? Yeah. So all you have to do is that once you go to your WhatsApp, or there are 3 dots on the right corner of your WhatsApp when you open up your WhatsApp, and you read new broadcast group, okay? Not a group, broadcast group. So when you create a broadcast group, all you have to do is you have to start adding people into your group. So the list of people who are already saved on your contact list on your mobile phone are the people whom you would start adding on the group. Now, how would you categorize them is very important. Like you can categorize them based on the product requirement. Like say, for instance, you know, for one particular kind of a financial product, you have say 20 people out of your contact list. So what you do is you have, okay. So the gentleman, Mr. Jitesh, has like 480 members. That's super. So yeah, so in each one WhatsApp group, there are only 250 people allowed in a particular single WhatsApp group. So all you have to do is that, you know, you can create number of groups. So there is no restriction on how many groups you need to create, but you can only have some specific limitation. Now in WhatsApp group as well, you know, there are 2 choices that you have. Okay. So talking about what is my voice not clear? Okay. Yes, I'll just try to be a little loud. I'm sorry. So I'm going to drink some water if you don't mind. Yeah. So, sorry. Right. So I was saying that when you create a WhatsApp group, so what you do is that you can bifurcate. You can bifurcate as per either the financial products that they have selected. So you would select that, okay. Yeah, thank you, Jiteshji. So say for instance, you say that, 25 people or 100 people or 150 people or 200 people. So you identify are, having the requirement in this particular category of financial product. So you create that entire WhatsApp broadcast list, okay, broadcast list of those people. Then second financial product, the list of those people. If you have generic, everybody's generic, where you just want to share latest information, you can create a common WhatsApp group, WhatsApp broadcast group separately as well. Now, what kind of information goes into these broadcasts? Okay, so first let me tell you that what kind of information should not go in these broadcasts. One, daily good morning, good afternoon greeting messages should not go in broadcasts. Okay, you can send a message once a month or maybe once in 15 days. Good morning, greetings, hope everything is well with you, right? I just thought to touch base that things are fine with you. So take care, hope your family is well, and my best wishes, something, just a general seasonal greetings, okay, but not on a daily basis. Good morning, how are you? Next day again, good morning, hope you're fine. Third day, don't do that, all right? So these are the things that should be avoided. Now, what is the other thing that you should avoid? Sending thoughts like forwarded messages should be totally avoided. Okay, like you receive so many interesting, funny memes and videos, and so many things we receive in WhatsApp. Now we all know that WhatsApp is not a very reliable source of information, so we have to be very clear on just forwarding any messages to our prospects. We have to first understand that what kind of a brand do I want to create? Like my name should have this particular brand. So am I a person who has like immense knowledge about his industry? Then what kind of information I'm sharing is going to create or break my brand. So if I'm sharing some funny videos and jokes with my prospects and clients, then they are going to take me not seriously, right? So I need to be very careful on the kind of information that I share with my people. So these two things are a total no-no, that is forwarded messages, and secondly, regularly greetings, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Then what should we share with our people on broadcast? So the one thing that you can share about again is education. Now, educate does not mean that we are talking about academics. Educate means about your financial products. So whatever information you read, okay, you have to put in some kind of efforts wherein you dissect the information, that is, analyze the information about a particular financial product that you want to share it with your client. Write down the major pros and the highlights of your product and share it with the client based on the requirement of theirs. So they should all be having a common requirement, and that's what you need to share with your prospect or client. So it has to be something which is going to be meaningful, informative, and helpful to address nothing but their pain point or their problems. Okay, it has to address their pain point or their problems, so that they feel that they relate to you well enough that okay, this gentleman or this lady understands what I do, and this is exactly of information that I was looking for, right? So this is something that you can share. Second thing, what you can share is to show that you care. You can show some care or concern. So like say for example, once in 6 months you go to visit any kind of a special temple, okay, some temple, and you're a religious person, and that your prospects are equally religious. Remember that they have to be, they need to understand your sentiments as well. So people who understand the sentiments, and you go to visit a temple, and you share that, okay, today I visited this particular temple and I have prayed for you and the well-being of your family as well. God bless all. So this would happen like once in 3 months or 6 months when you actually visit. So you click a photograph and of that God and you send. Once in 6 months is okay, all right, just to show that how much you care for them. Okay, so this also should not be like every morning or every third day or fourth day you are sending some God messages that may God bless you, may God bless you. Don't do that. Okay, once in 3, 4, 6 months is okay, is just okay. All you have to show them is that you care for them. All right, so that's how you can relate well. Yeah, Mr. Kirit created our need-based insurance films. Yes, you can do that as well. Amazing. So yes, Mr. Kirit, I was just coming to that. So that is the second thing that we share. Now coming up to the next thing is about interactive videos. See, videos play a powerful role. Videos play a powerful role. What kind of videos do you share? So videos which talk about the product that you are sharing, some interviews, some stories of your clients. So what you really need to understand is, see, today is the age of videos. Okay, videos. Just imbibe this in your mind. Just imagine that how many videos did you used to access earlier and how many do you watch now? See, the amount of videos that you are now watching now are definitely higher in the range. So people enjoy watching videos and they really interact well with them, with their sentiments. So what you need to do is you can create, number one, your own personal videos. How do you create videos? There are so many free sites available where you can create your videos online. The easiest ones that I have come across to create graphics and videos, you might know it, is www.canva.com. Okay, so canva.com. So canva.com is really a very simple to understand and easy to access website wherein you can create your own graphics, you can create your own videos for free. Okay, you can even add your audio, you can add some music to it. It's totally free and you can use it the way you want to. Only for there's a second website which I would suggest, postermywall.com. Okay, so postermywall.com. This is another website which also creates a lot of free graphics and video content for you. So, just in case, but this should not be heavily used, all right? You should not bombard your people with too much of information. But for, say, for instance, the Facebook and the WhatsApp that I mentioned, if you are, creating posts on Facebook, you can create a graphic using these websites. Whether it is for Facebook, you can use the same graphic for your WhatsApp broadcast groups as well, right? So definitely, these are certain ways how you can actually connect with your people. Now, coming to the next important point here, like when you're talking about interaction with people, trust me, there is nothing less relevant, less important than a face-to-face conversation. Now we all understand with this pandemic, it's not easy to accept that we are not able to go and physically face-to-face meet people. So what would we do next? I cannot move out of my house. I just cannot enter in any society and just go and talk to people and tell them I'm coming and seeing you. Everybody is not going to be positively receptive to face-to-face physical meetings. What do you do then? So then you use Zoom, right? So Zoom is a powerful platform. Other than Zoom, you can also have WhatsApp, you also have video calls. Okay, so you can also have WhatsApp video calls, you can have Zoom meetings. So you can use, like, there's Blue Jeans as well, which also offers free online video conferencing. There are so many. There's Cisco, so there's Microsoft Teams. So although they all have some limited time packages, but that's okay. So even if your meeting time, if you are not having a paid account, what you could rather do is either you have a 40-minute slot. The moment it gets disconnected, all you have to ask your your prospect or your client is to re-click on the link. That's all you have to do. So Zoom does not stop you from repeating, the same meeting again and again. All you have to do is re-click. Similarly, if you go for Microsoft Teams, if you go for say Cisco, WebEx, all of these are powerful video conferencing softwares which can be used for face-to-face video calling. And if nothing is possible, trust me, the easiest way to go about is using Skype. Okay, so Skype video calling has been very age-old one, and it has really worked well. So earlier nobody knew about Zoom as much as we do now. So Zoom has done a big time business during this pandemic, but earlier to this pandemic, Skype was the in thing. So people go for Facebook Live, you can go for Google Meets. Google Meet is totally free. So, and there is no time limit for Google Meet as well. It is an amazing software to use for video conferencing, but try using video conferencing. So why do you use video conferencing is that, there are times where you want to speak to your, prospect face to face. So when you look at them, when you smile at them, they feel connected with you. When they actually see you as in person, there is an element of trust that is created, right? So that's the reason that face-to-face calling once in a while is good. Now, whom do you connect here is people who would want to have some more information. So say, for example, somebody is interested in knowing more about your financial product. Like, I saw this particular message of yours, and what does it all have? Can you share some more details? Now, if you keep on WhatsApping those minute details, or this is what it is all about, and this is what you need to know, it's not right and recommended. So what you would rather do is, the moment you see a positive lead, okay, you see a positive lead, what you do is, you request them for a call. Okay, so that's, I'm so glad, thank you so much for showing interest in this particular product. Can you suggest a good time when I can connect with you? Is it a good time to call you between? Then give them some options. See, closed-ended options are really good. Don't confuse the people. So closed-ended options like, would first half be more convenient, or should I call you after 2 p.m.? So they would say, okay, after 2 p.m. is good. Sure, sir. Is 3 p.m. fine with you? So, okay. So first you connect, okay? So then you give them a phone call. See, just directly meeting them on a video call without a phone call will not be very comfortable to your prospects. So you must make a phone call first. When you make a phone call, how do you talk to them is with the right pace. Okay, pace in the sense, don't be very fast to have a sales pitch. Okay, so first be grateful that they have given you an opportunity to share about what you do and the financial product that they are probably showing interest in, and then share with them about that how valid it is a decision to be showing interest in that particular financial product. Why is it doing so well, and why is it so necessary? And then share with them that if that's okay with you, I just wanted to check with you that it will be fantastic if we could have on a face-to-face conversation online. Would you be comfortable with say Google Meet or Skype or anything where we could actually interact live? So considering this pandemic, this is the best way we could. So I would have loved to come and see you in person, but considering the limitations, can we go ahead with this? And then you book an appointment with the person at his and yours mutually convenient time for a face-to-face video conferencing call. So this is how we need to first understand the basic elements. See, the first basic element is going to be creating leads. Okay, so that's very, whom are you going to connect with? You really need to create leads. So you need to find out groups and networks where you can reach out to people. All right. Second thing is how you using social media platform. The bottom line is going to be that you have to talk about educating them. You have to talk about how to educate them well enough. And only after that are you going to lead on to a phone call and then lead on to a video call meeting, right? So I just want you to have a look at this. Now have a look at this picture. What do you see? Do you see anything in here? Is this beautiful, or is this some? Do you see anything? Do you see anything in this picture? What do you see in this picture? I took a lot of time. So I'm going to quickly move forward. So yeah, so tell me, what do you see in this picture? Is this something interesting, or what is it? Anybody who can see anything in this picture? What do you see in this picture? Come on. Any guesses? Okay, so it's nature. It's a different type of a house. Okay, it's an incomplete building. It's a house. Okay, all right. So what kind of a house is it? If I ask you to put an adjective, it is two containers. Yeah, that's right. Balance of a room. Okay, so there's a top room and a bottom room. Okay, there's some space in there. Okay, all right. There's a bamboo hut. Okay, all right. If it's just a shelter, all right. Okay, so any adjectives? What do you see? How does it look? Okay, it's portable. Correct. It is the part of some shelter. All right. Okay. So all that you are seeing. Okay, all that you are seeing, it's a hut. Okay, so all that you are seeing is based on the image that is shown to you, obviously, right? This is what is shown to you, and that's what you perceive it to be. Now look at this image. See this? See this carefully. Do you know it's the same house? It's the same house. It's the same house, all right? So when you connect with your people, you have a vision in mind, okay? You have a goal in mind, okay? Help people, or probably, you have some particular financial goals for your own self. You have your own purpose for your personal family. So we can see what is the end result. The same goes for, how beneficial is a financial product to your prospect or your customer. So you know that this scheme is so very necessary. Your prospect will so very, very benefit if they invest in this financial product. But are they able to see the way you are seeing, right? What they are able to see is the picture on the left, okay? What you are able to see is the picture on the right. Now, how will they be able to see what you want them to see? So it's going to depend on your beauty of communication. Okay, how gloriously you can explain to them, how clearly can you create that vision for them so that they can really understand the importance of what you are sharing with them. All right. So remember, so the only two things that we really need to remember here is there's this lady whose name is Amy Cuddy. Okay, she is a Harvard researcher and she was a psychologist, and then she's also an author of a book called as Presence. Now, what she says is that whenever somebody connects with you, okay, they are just looking for two answers, only two answers. One, can I trust this person? And two, can I respect this person? Okay, these are the only two things that the person is looking forward to. So for trust, you really need to, create your credibility in such a way. You have to be warm enough to that person that the person can trust you, okay? And the second is respect, which comes from credibility. Credibility in the sense, like, kind of information that you have shared. The kind of information that you have shared is going to be, playing the important role here, right? So when I say, can I trust this person? It shows warmth. Can I respect this person? Shows competence, okay? And when you're talking about warmth, you just have to remember one thing, your body language. So even when you're talking over the phone or whether you are on face-to-face conversations, have a smile with your open arms. So when you're talking to people, when you show your palms when discussing, and a very strong body language, people will feel that, okay, this person is warm enough. If you have a very cold shoulder and you just slouch in your seats and talk to them, people do not relate to you. They feel, oh, this person is very remember that if you pull your back behind and then listen to people like this, they feel that you're hardly bothered in what he's or she's saying, right? And when you bend, lean a little bit forward and connect with them, they feel that, you're listening to them, okay? And finally, smiling is important, okay? Even if you're on a phone call, even if you're on a phone call and you say hello, right? So a person may not be able to see you, but still they know whether you're smiling or you're not smiling, okay? So first feel happy about what you're doing. Don't take your work as a punishment. Take it as a passion. You're doing something to build something, right? You're trying to help someone out. You are trying to solve somebody's problems. So when you address your clients with that kind of a strategy, with that kind of a mindset, automatically feelings become very positive. Be very approachable and smiling enough. All right. So if you look at these images that I'm showing, like there's this lady, who's leaning a bit forward and smiling. All right. And then there's a lady who's a little back, with closed arms. So which lady do you think is more warm? The lady on the left or on the right? Which lady is more warm, do you think? So this was basically an experiment which was done wherein hundreds of respondents were invited to share about who is more empathic and who is less empathic. So you would agree with me. You would agree with me that when you lean a bit forward and connect, okay, people feel more connected, more related, right? So yeah, so the lady on the left is more empathic compared to the lady on the right. Okay, so the same goes for the males. Now look at the faces of this gentleman. Look at the faces. So he's looking at you, and he's concerned. He's leaning a bit. And look at this, and he's having a cold shoulder, and he's just listening to what you're saying, right? So both of these play an important role. And if you're observed in both of these cases, whether it was the female or whether it was a male, the color of their coats, would you agree or not? But it has come up as a survey result that the lady who was wearing a colorful coat and the male who was wearing the colorful coat was considered to be more preferred and a good consultant. Right? A good consultant. Why? Because he looked cheerful, lively, and happy. So even the kind of clothing that you wear, the colors that you wear should have some tint of color. It should not be very dull. It should not be very dark. So like say, for instance, when you're having a video conferencing, wearing a black color shirt is a total no-no, all right? So don't wear very dark and very dull shades. Wear something which, colors which radiates energy. So bright colors, light colors are good, right? But then very jazzy colors or maybe too many glossy shiny colors, I'm sure you don't wear them, but it's just for your information, are not good, right? So that's about it. So yeah, so this is empathic and this is empathic. And secondly, the first one was warmth. That is, can I trust the person that comes with warmth? And this is about the, can I respect the person comes with competence. Competence means the knowledge that you have, the information that you have. See, knowledge is power. So you really need to have good amount of information so that you are able to share your knowledge and help the other person out. See, your information has to be far beyond the other person. Okay, so your competence is very important. So invest in your knowledge, in your information, so that you are totally prepared with the kind of industry that you are working, the products that you have, the pros, the cons, in and out of what you are selling, right? So you must know what's happening in your state and other states and national level, international level, what is the present situation, how things are. So the person is there to, listen to you like a student. Oh my God, if I go to this person, he's got like so much of information that he has an answer to my questions, right? So increase your competence. Like if you look at this, okay, so a businessman, so how a businessman would normally work is like this. So there's a brinjal. If he buys it in like say $4 and sells it in say $8, okay, so he's made a profit of $4. So that's a normal businessman. But what a smart entrepreneur would do, a smart entrepreneur would take that $4 brinjal, and what he would do is he would really create something very beautiful out of it, which is directly eatable, right? So he has done the entire homework for the person, beautified it in such a way that it is ready to eat and enjoy, right? So it becomes a beautiful delicacy with a lot of effort poured in it. So even then, when you charge a little higher, people are wanting to pay. Why? Because they see a lot of value in what they are buying. So adding that value comes from your competency, that is the kind of knowledge that you share with them, right? So finally, how do you do this is one thing, prove that, you can feel their pain. That is, you understand what their problem is. See, relating to their people is very important. So that's the first thing that you can do to increase your competence. Second thing, you need to do something wherein you are visible. You are visible in the sense that, they know who you are. So when I talk about all of these, whether it is Facebook, LinkedIn, even in LinkedIn, you all would be aware, it's the same kind of a page that you come up with. So that professional page. So wherever you are, and most importantly, where your customers really access you, right? That is important. So if your customers normally have access to Facebook and WhatsApp and YouTube more, create your presence there. Let them know who you are, what kind of a person you are, what kind of information you have, the kind of knowledge that you have. And third is creating brand ambassadors. Brand ambassadors, like we talked earlier as well, which means that you have to create your success stories by your own self, all right? So you have to talk about the good work that you're doing. If others are not doing it for you, you have to do it for yourself. So what you do is you request your customers, your clients, to share with you their success stories. So you can ask them to share a small passport size photograph and write at least 2 sentences about their experience with you, and then create a small little video out of it, small little PPT out of it, and convert it into a video. So you have to learn how to do this, and the websites that I shared with you are going to be like a real help for you to create these kinds of testimonial videos, right? So you have to connect with your clients and your happy clients who can share some kind of experience. Maybe 2 sentences is okay. All right. And then you can, just create a group of customers. So like 10 people have shared something good with you. Create a small little video with their photograph, their name. I purchased this kind of a product and it was an amazing experience. Mr. So-and-so person, guided me very well. I had this problem, I had that problem, and this is how we resolved it. And, he was a great help to me. So all of these things can come in a video. So you create those thoughts, whatever experiences they have shared, with their images, and create a video out of it. So that's how you can take care of the competence element, right? So talking about, the different things that I just shared with you. So all of these are like, amazing things to talk about. And for hours together, like I would love to, keep sharing about so many information with you. But there are certain ground rules. There are certain ground rules that I would want to, share with you. And those ground rules talk about how do you ensure that your clients sticks to you for very long, right? Your client sticks to you for very long. So one thing that we need to remember is that, the audience retention curve, retention curve in the sense, how long do they remember and what part of information do they really remember when you are talking to them. Like say, for example, you're making a call to them, you give them a call. You share with them that, this is what I am so and this is what I'm talking about, and my financial product is so and so. And then you talk about a lot of information, and then you conclude your information. So every time you talk to your prospect, there are 3 segments to your conversation. The first segment is the beginning, when you introduce yourself. The second segment is the content that you actually share with them. And the third segment is the conclusion part, that is when you end the conversation. Now the real interesting part is that people most of the times remember the beginning and the end. So that's how the audience memory curve goes. That's the attention span. So it is highest in the beginning and the highest in the ending. So in between there's going to be a fall. So you need to be very aware about what kind of data are you sharing. If you're talking too much of unnecessary data, they are not going to listen to you. They may be just saying yeah, okay, but they are not listening to you. So don't keep your conversation very long. Don't make it too long, because it is very boring to listen to long discussions. Keep it crisp, so that the retention is higher, and ask questions to ensure that they are with you throughout the conversation. So a quick overview: treat your people as if they are your most valued possessions, because they are so important to you. It's your people. All right. Your people are your brand ambassadors. So anybody who is in your network, whether they are your relatives, whether they are friends, whether they are family, whether they are prospects, whether they are outsiders, anybody who is connected with your product, who may be interested in your product, they are your valued possessions. Okay, so you have to learn how to deal with them respectfully, increasing your trust, increasing your competency. Second is educating your customers is very important. So educate your customers with all the information that you can, doing the homework for them. Thirdly, build a community of people who can talk about you. So your customers who can, actually talk about how good you are. Okay, so make brand ambassadors and build a community to interact with people. The way you go for Facebook Live or you go for, live video conferencing, you're building a community of people whom you can address to. Even YouTube Live, all of these help a lot. Share stories about your success, about people who have benefited from you, and then adding faces to your brand. So, when you add the images of your image, your organizations, not only just your brand name, but your personal face, okay, your real personal face, instead of some animated graphic of yours. People want to see real people, right? Similarly, even for your clients, if you're creating testimonial videos and real faces of clients, talk more. So how beautiful or how handsome you look, that doesn't matter, but that face itself is credible enough, right? And then finally, talk to your customers. So already customers who have purchased your products, all right, so okay, we have bagged a deal, that's not enough. After sales is where the real relationship marketing starts. So when your sale is done, giving them a welcome call, sharing with them, thanking them about having trust in you, and then ensuring that your entire journey with them has been so amazing. So all of these things after bagging a deal is equally important, because remember that these 20% of your customers is going to bring you 80% of new customers, and bringing in new customers is very, very expensive as compared to getting the old customers get you the new customers. I don't know if I'm making sense, but all I mean to say is that your current customers, what they talk about you will help you gain more business. Okay, so when you try acquiring new customers, it's going to be more expensive as compared to the current customers who can bag deals for you. So keep your current customers very happy, and intermittently, periodically, keep checking with them that and telling them, okay, this is the time for your premium to be paid. This is now what is to be done, and we are going to go ahead with this. This is what is the new development, and just intermittently keep in touch with them. Make them feel that connected. Make them feel concerned. Keep sharing updates with them. Keep telling them that things are fine, and you are concerned for them even after you have closed their deals. So talk to your customers even after it, right? So finally, remember, you don't build a business, you actually build people, and then it's people who build the business. So remember that you have to work on your people skills. How you connect with people, how you make them feel is so very important. All right, so that's all about the session. That's all. I have taken so much of my time. I was supposed to finish it up a little earlier, but excuse me for that. So that's all about it. And with request to like there'll be a lot of questions. I would love to address them all. So if there's anything that I can address to, please share your queries so that I can help you out with answering them. Please go ahead with your questions, if any.
So thank you, Nisha. Yes, really, it was very wonderful. And it is not new to me, because once I heard your session in South Gujarat's Chamber of Commerce, that is why I was forced to invite you.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. It is time for question answer session. Those who want to answer and ask any question, either you can chat or you can raise your hands.
Yes, please.
Anybody? Padmanabhan? Padmanabhan? Hello? Praveen, please unmute Padmanabhan. You can start the questions, Padmanabhan. Madam, I will ask one question.
Yes, please tell me.
You have done a wonderful job. You explained all the gadgets using WhatsApp, Facebook, and other things.
Yes.
But others, even now our people have a feeling that face-to-face conversation is the best one. That is why I'm not able to do my best. Even now, even though we are having all these facilities, especially as you told in Kerala, almost all the houses are having 3 mobiles, connectivity, everything is there. Still, we want to meet people in person.
Right.
And how to avoid this one and how to create more awareness.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So I would just like to clarify. What is the where is the who feels that we really need to meet face to face? Is it we who is prospecting, or is it the prospects who want to meet in person? I need to understand your question once.
Not prospect. Actually, we in our mind we think it is the only solution. That is the problem. Not prospects.
I absolutely understand that. Yes. So let me first check with you on one question. Okay. The way it was possible earlier to connect with our prospects face to face. Okay. Let us accept this fact. Okay. How safe and how possible is it? If there was like 100% possibility earlier, what is the possibility now? Is it the same 100% possibility to meet people the way it was possible earlier? How many percentage possibility is there for us to meet people in person and do the same pitching and the same prospecting, face-to-face conversation? How far is it possible? This question is for everybody. This question is for everybody. What is the percentage that you think is the possibility? Is it 100% possible for us to meet like the same number of people face to face? Yes or no?
No. Right? Not at all possible.
So yes, so 20%, absolutely. So it's just 20% a possibility wherein people would actually, there are two things here. One is we wanting to meet people. So that is like our side of a story. And other thing is others wanting to meet us. Okay. How many people really want to put their lives at risk by inviting a person from outside to travel all the way, come and see them and do a face-to-face conversation? Okay. So despite of every kind of, a PPE suit also if you wear, but still there is always a risk associated to a physical conversation, one-to-one, face-to-face meeting, right? So that is the rule number one, that is to be able to accept the new normal. Okay, so this is the new normal and this is going to stay. So not many people are going to be able to be ready to let you in their house and, have a discussion. So now what next? So we need to find a solution, don't we? So it's like, the bird sitting on a broken branch and saying that, okay, the branch has fallen and I want this branch to be back again on the same tree so that, I could stand tall, high up there. So either you have to opt out, right? So the bird will fly and go to another branch of a tree where it can actually cling to it, which is stronger. So right now, the branch that we were holding to is broken. Okay. It's not possible right now. So if we do not want to, accept this, then it's going to be difficult for us to open up our wings and fly. But there is no other choice left for us. Now, why are we not really willing to actually have, a phone call or, a media presence? Why are we not willing? It is just because we have not tested those waters. Okay, tested the waters in the sense you have not tried it earlier. See, we are very used to the same kind of an old school of thinking that, for so many years it has been working like that. So change is not always, enjoyable. Everybody, would resist change, but you have to accept change sometime or the other. Otherwise, if you do not accept the change, then it is going to be like you are going to be at loss, right? So we have to accept this as a matter of fact. Technology has changed, and Kerala being so much heavily using internet, people are not new to using internet. People as well. So let other person understand that why you would want to not come and see them in person, and you are doing this to take care of their health constraints. So you care for them and for yourself and for your family, right? So we cannot stick to it. Okay, I want to share a small little story here, just for a minute or two, won't take more than much, but I want to share a small story, with this regard. Okay, so this story is about a monkey. Okay, the story is about a monkey. Now what happened was that there was this long jar, okay, a long jar, and it had a small neck bottle. Okay, so a very narrow bottleneck. So there was one banana inside this jar. Okay, so what happened was that this monkey who loves bananas put his hand inside that jar. Now, he wanted to bring the banana out, but there was a problem. What was that problem? The problem was that the bottle neck was so narrow that only the monkey's hand would come out. Okay, so the monkey clinged to that banana. Now that monkey clinged to that banana for almost 1 hour, 2 hours, couple of hours together. Okay, now he wanted that banana anyhow. So what did he do? He would carry the jar with him along with the banana and move from places to places. Now, every time he would want to climb a tree, he had only one hand left because the other hand was busy with the banana. So he faced a lot of difficulties. He would not be able to jump branches because he was already busy with that banana. Eventually, days passed. Now, the banana started stinking because it was rotten, right? So many days later. So now the monkey was fed up. The monkey was fed up. But he did not want to leave the rotten banana. His hands were dirty. He was not able to do his jobs as earlier because his one hand was stuck with the banana. And then finally, the monkey wanted to free his hand. So he left the banana because the banana was of no use. It could not be eaten because it was already rotten for so many days together. He left the banana and he struggled and he felt that I wish I had realized this earlier. I would not have wasted all these days together in thinking that I would be able to eat the banana. Okay. Now, what is the context here? The context here is that for people who feel that, this pandemic is going to pass away and I want to meet my prospects personally. Okay. So that's your banana right now. I want to meet them personally. I want to meet them personally. So you are holding on to that banana and you're wondering that one day I will be able to, bring that banana out. That is, I will be able to go and meet my prospect personally, face to face, and I'll be able to go ahead and, have a face-to-face example and conversation. But then the point here is that that's not going to happen so soon. Okay. So to be able to actually move on, you really need to empty your hand with that rotten banana is all that I want to say, right? So move on and learn to be technologically advanced. It's going to be taking time, but I really want you to understand this. Whatever your age be. There is a lady by the name of Carol Dweck. Okay, I'm going to write this in the chat window. If you get time, do read about her research. Okay, what does she say about? I'm going to write about Carol Dweck. Okay, Carol Dweck, and she has done a wonderful research on something which is called as a growth mindset. And what she says is that whatever the age be, the muscle power, the ability of a person to learn any new thing is the same across all ages. 30 years of her life she has spent in this analysis, and she has proven that whatever your age be, you can actually learn anything at any age. All you need to do is you need to take that as a challenge to learn something. Okay, if you keep taking this as a problem, oh my god, this is a problem, I cannot learn this, I cannot do this, you will not be able to do that. But the moment you shift your mindset and you take this as a challenge that, okay, if I have to learn this, I have to learn this, let me spend some time, let me catch hold of some young people who can actually help me sort this out, technology. And YouTube platforms are like a free knowledge information base. So look for it, how to create a WhatsApp broadcast group All you have to do is do that, and you will see that, you know, slow guided sessions on YouTube itself, which will even tell you a smallest thing about, you know, how to use the technology in your advantage, right? So that's my answer to it. I hope, you know, people are motivated.
It's a great example, but that itself is a class. I think you would describe so many things, but the last example, the monkey gives us, it was an eye-opener. So great story and a great eye-opener story. So anybody want to ask?
Yes, Madam Nisha, yes, Madam Nisha, being the humble president of Kottayam LUGI chapter, a few words to you.
Please.
Madam Nisha, all of us feel excited with the wonderful continuous flow of your session. I am comparing your session with a Niagara waterfall. It was like a Niagara waterfall. Yes, really. Now a small question to you.
Yes.
A few agent friends in the age group of 50 plus, like me, are of opinion that it is not...
Sunny, you are looking younger. You are looking 20.
It is not possible to learn all this digital communication media like WhatsApp broadcasting, Telegram, Instagram, Facebook, etc. in this high age group. Some feel like that. And I am asking you whether this feeling is correct, and if they wish, can they learn all these things in this age group? Can they learn?
Yeah. I totally agree with you, Padmanabham sir. So let me tell you, okay, so my dad, I don't know if he is also attending. My dad has been in Kerala. His entire childhood was in Kerala.
Oh, that is great. That is great. Which part of Kerala? Any idea?
Also very well. Although I didn't it from him.
So you have some Kerala connection. Huh?
Yes.
It is a news for us.
Yes.
Also attend, because we are going to have a lot of people from your state and he's going to meet them first time. Right. So coming to your question, you know, I'll share with you about his example that, he's 60 plus. Okay. So he must be 70 now. So at this age, you know, he is not very comfortable using the mobile phone and creating WhatsApp groups, daughters, they can actually that age, even he's able to do it. Okay, it's time, but it's time. But that does not mean that it is impossible. Okay, my point here is we need to accept the fact first that I want to learn something. All right, and then number two, go one by one. All right. So do not just, you know, get onto it like I have to learn WhatsApp broadcasting, I have to learn Facebook page, I have to learn YouTubing. No, go one by one. So first, the easiest version would be begin with a WhatsApp broadcasting. All right. So once you get your hands onto it and you feel, all right, this is how it is to be done. You can connect with, you know, people who are younger to you. And trust me, you have such a beautiful community of people who can interact with each other so well, people who are good at it. All you have to do is just be humble and accept that I'm not very good at it. Can you please guide me? Even if there are younger members in your family who understand how to do this, you need their help. Nevertheless, YouTube is always there to guide you. All you have to do is in YouTube, just type how to create a WhatsApp broadcast group and you will find list of videos in various languages to guide you how to create it. The same goes for Facebook page as well. So there is so much of content already available online. All you have to do is ask for it and go like, don't go like all together. Don't go all together that, you know, you, oh my God, this is too much for me. So it will take time. But then once you get your hands onto it, you know, it will become easier for you. But it is never impossible at any age. It is always possible. That's my answer to the question, Padmanabhan sir.
Yes, thank you, Nisha. Madam.
Thank you, Nisha. So anybody else?
Yes, it gives great confidence to us to learn.
Anybody else to ask questions? Sudhakaran, Mr. Sudhakaran. And Sudhakaran, please unmute Sudhakaran.
Okay. So we have Jogi. Just yeah. So
Hello.
yes, I have a question from Mr. Jogi Vellapalli. All right. So he has asked, people never forget how we made them feel. Yeah. So how do we do them? Yeah. So Mr. Jogi, are you there? Are you online? Your question?
Yes, he's there. He's
Yeah.
there.
So Mr. Jogi, others
രണ്ടുപേരെ അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. വിനോദ് സാറിനെയും
say for instance,
ജിതേഷിനെ അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്.
just sharing information is about giving and imparting knowledge. But like say for example, the experience that you give to them, like you care for them, you're concerned about them, you are warm to, you are trustworthy, you make them feel important is the key word here, right? So when you are connecting with them and you make them feel how important they are to you, when you are listening to them, say for instance, I'm talking to you, and at the same moment you also talk, right? So both of us are talking together, then probably you would feel that I am not in a listening mode and I don't think you are important to me. So when two people are talking, just listening to them patiently and then answering questions, then asking questions, and then telling them exactly what they need, making them feel concerned and cared for, trying to understand their problems rather than just giving any answers, all of these make a person feel important, right? So it's that's the key word here. How do you make the other person feel important, right? So that's what I meant by how you make the other person feel is what people remember. So even if you go back to your experiences wherein you have purchased something from a particular shop and somebody has spoken to you very sweetly, you would like to go back to the same shop. Somebody who has given you something for free because you didn't have a change, you're going to like that kind of an experience. So all of these experiences make you feel important and special is what I meant. Any more questions?
Any more question? നിങ്ങൾ ചോദിച്ചാൽ മാത്രമേ ഉത്തരം കിട്ടുള്ളൂ. നിങ്ങൾ ചോദിച്ചില്ല കിട്ടൂല. If you ask, you will get something. Meanwhile, some Jidesh. Jidesh, you want to ask some question? Jidesh KV. Unmute him. Praveen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jidesh, please ask your question.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, it was very fantastic session. Ma'am, just I want to ask regarding that broadcasting group. Ma'am, you said daily good morning message. Don't put a daily good morning message in the broadcasting group. Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Why? Any demerit?
Yeah. So see, Jitesh, are you a part of any group? Are you a part of any WhatsApp group? Yes or no?
Many are part of many groups,
right?
And fed up with all these messages.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So, Jitesh, are you a part of a WhatsApp group?
Yes, ma'am. Many groups.
Okay. Now, suppose think about any one group which is filled with the morning and good afternoon.
No.
You receive a message.
Yes,
you receive
ma'am.
a message of yours, not a friend actually, but an acquaintance of yours. Okay. So you could be a part of his WhatsApp broadcast group and you don't know you are a part of a group or not, right? You receive a message from him. Good morning, Jitesh. Okay. And then next day again, good morning, Jitesh. And then next again, good morning, Jitesh. So every time now your brain gets, every time he will be sending a message would be with a good morning. Is that so? After a few days, how regularly do you actually open up the message and reply to Jitesh?
Yes, ma'am.
If a person is sending you this message daily, how regularly reply? Daily.
Daily, some are I am sending daily. It's true, but see, some are replying. Some are somebody will not reply. Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, Jitesh. Sorry, I got disconnected. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes,
how,
ma'am. Now it's audible. Yes, ma'am.
how regularly would you answer to these questions? I mean, to these greetings? Do you answer them daily?
Somebody will give the answer.
No, you answer daily, yes or no? Does
Yes.
every greeting message daily? If you
No,
receive,
no, ma'am. Some messages only. Some message I will not open also.
no, why not? Why not?
Because some message we have neglectable.
Like you will feel no that this message I received yesterday also, today also same message, right? So Jitesh,
Yes,
you have any favorite food of yours? Any favorite cuisine you like to eat?
yes, ma'am. Dosa.
Dosa.
Yes.
Now suppose your mother gives you dosa today, okay,
Yes.
and every day 3 times she gives you only dosas. Would you like it?
No. I will ask any other.
Correct. So the same goes for everybody, right? So if you keep serving the same food every day, even if it is your favorite, you are not going to like it, right? So it becomes very monotonous and there is nothing new in it. And even if I give you dosa every second day, then also you will not like it, right? The same goes for greetings as well. So good morning, good afternoon is no knowledge, right? Anybody can share good morning and good afternoon, but it is only using a lot of your data. It is only using a lot of the space in your mobile phone. That's all the greeting messages are. So you have to see to it that what information you are sharing, is that going to be helpful to somebody or not? Once in a while, good morning is good and it is valuable, right? Then people will realize the importance of a dosa if they are eating like once in a week or 10 days. Eating that every day, it's not going to make the same taste to you, right? You need to be hungry for it and as well as not bored of eating the same stuff, isn't it? Right? I hope I'm able to address your question, Ritesh.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Madam, another question. Is there anything wrong in blocking a number of our group which is sending unnecessary messages to us?
Yeah, so if you are going to block the group, and you would be the best person to judge why you are doing that. Only thing is that you need to remember that you have to take a learning from it. Why do you want to block it, right? So that you don't do the same mistake that the other person is doing. Right. So definitely, I would say that it is up to your personal choice of blocking a number or a group. When somebody becomes very bothersome to you, or is taking too much of your privacy, and it's hurting that, then probably you would want to do that. But side by side, you also need to make a learning out of it, that you should not do it what the other person is making you feel. So,
Okay. Pushpalada, Pushpalada. Praveen, unmute Pushpalada.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for unmuting me. Nisha ma'am, first let me appreciate your session was really very useful and very relevant, I should say, in these times. So my question to you would be, see, generally what happens, navigating through these WhatsApp or even I myself, though I use a little bit of digital this thing, exactly to use it to its fullest capacity, or what do you say, extent, it is really not happening. The potential that is available, we are not able to really use it, because like you said, it has to be very crisp and concise and reach out to the exact audience in the right way. First of all, remembering passwords, it keeps changing, it keeps asking you so many things. Okay, we are not very tech savvy, actually, to say. We are not. So what is the tip you would give to people like us?
Okay. Yes. So Pushpalata ji, I'm going to ask you to, keep your mic on. I have some questions to be able to understand your question well. Okay. So, you mentioned that let us take an example of WhatsApp. Okay. So if you are accessing WhatsApp and you are trying to reach out to people, all right. So what exactly is the problem that you are facing? Are you able to create a WhatsApp broadcast group earlier? Have you tried that earlier?
No, I have never tried. I'm going to try today after listening to you. I'm going to try that.
So what kind of social media? What are you presently? Have you tried like as of now?
I'm not really tried. I've only created my profile on LinkedIn and of course Facebook, and like I told you, remembering passwords, going through them and all. It looks so cumbersome, you know.
Yeah, it is because we are not so used to it. Like let us understand that.
She lost her connection. Oh.
She's muted, sir. Can you unmute her?
Oh, okay. Now.
Yeah.
So say for instance, all the kind of social media platforms that you're using at present. So I would suggest that, you first begin with one, okay? The multiple platforms that you use, like say for example, WhatsApp, okay? So all the options that I shared with you using the WhatsApp as a platform, you begin with one. Now in WhatsApp, there are no problems with reference to, saving your passwords or anything of that sort, right? So that's pretty easier. Talking about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is something wherein, you need to first understand, is your audience available on LinkedIn? If it is, then it's going to be like very beneficial to you. If not, then probably you need to focus more on where your audience will be accessing your profile, okay? So if your audience is going to access your profile, what happens here with reference to LinkedIn is you can just share your profile link. So if you have created your LinkedIn profile, Pushpalataji, what you would do is in the URL, okay, so where it is written www dot, the LinkedIn URL, okay, so you have to go to your own personal page, okay, so there's like our Pushpalata page. So when you click on view profile, okay, Pushpalataji, when you click on view profile, your URL will change. Okay, so if your profile page name is R Pushpalata on LinkedIn, then it will come as www.linkedin/rpushpalata.com is what will come. Okay, just try this out. Just go slow and just try this out, how it will come. So go to your LinkedIn page, click on your personal profile where you select view profile, all right? And then go to the URL, copy the URL, and then share the URL to your people on, just to share about who you are if you want to share, and if you want to create, your digital presence, and you have already shared a lot of pics or credible information on LinkedIn, then you can share your profile to let people know the kind of a person that you are. Okay, that is one. Thirdly, with reference to your question for passwords, so all I would suggest is create, a small little diary, a pocket diary, and write down Facebook, your ID, your password, LinkedIn, your ID, your password. Like I personally, use sticky notes on my laptop wherein I share, like I save a lot of my information. Many a times you can have the same passwords on common social media platforms. If you think that is not safe enough, then saving that or emailing it to your own personal self will help you save them for a longer time, and not make it much cumbersome for you to recollect it back again. Yeah, so I think that's going to be helpful. So, and then the more you practice, the better you will get at it.
Thank you so
much. Mr. Manoj, T. Manoj, please unmute him. Manoj. Praveen.
Good evening. Hello. Hi,
yes.
Manoj, you can ask question. You want to ask any question?
Yeah. We are very much realized, very much relevant session. Then my question is to send a message in personally. It's by typing. Is it a very creating impact on our clients, or sending a slide like anything very informative? So what your opinion about, ma'am?
Yeah, that's a very valid question. So see, basically we always have two choices. Now when you share too much of information, if your data is long, a lot of information is there, then a text message becomes very difficult to understand. So in that case, using a graphic is very easy, because just in single graphic with some pictorial elements and some highlights, all right, will explain the entire story. But instead of that, if you type the text message, then the person has to read line by line and try to comprehend what you are trying to say. So it becomes difficult. So if your text content is more, then a graphic is ideal, right? And then if it is just a one-liner, two-liner, easy to understand messages which are, you know, very comprehensible, wherein a person doesn't have to use too much of his or her brain, then you can put a text message.
Thank you. Mr. P.C. Shetty. Please unmute.
Thank you.
Mr. P.C. Shetty. Praveen, please unmute P.C. Shetty.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Shetty, you can ask your question.
Thank you, Dodman. Nisha ji.
Yes.
Yes, your presentation was excellent. We are using all the these things, social media, but status, WhatsApp and Facebook status, which kind of material is useful for the prospecting?
Okay. So, status for WhatsApp. Okay, so I would like to make a point here. See that in WhatsApp as well, there are two types of WhatsApp. Okay, so one is a personal WhatsApp and the other is a business WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Both of these are available. You have two numbers, okay, and that's what I would recommend. If you have two mobile phone numbers, okay, and if you have a dual SIM telephone, then what you could do is you can use that telephone wherein one number is purely for a business WhatsApp. On your single mobile phone, you can download both of them, putting different mobile numbers. For example, one number which you have used for your personal WhatsApp, you can use any status or anything that, you know, is your personal choice. The DPs are your personal choice. And in professional WhatsApp, that is called as WhatsApp business, what you could do is you can use a professional image. You can use, you know, in business, they also give you some space for writing about what you do. So they also give you space for writing the number of hours your organization is working. And then they give you a space for writing your status and all of these. So in that, you can put, you know, something which you create as in, you know, out of your mission. So a financial guide to resolve all your concerns, health concerns or financial problems, a stop to all your problems, or anything that is like a mission to you. Okay, so which helps describe the kind of service that you are offering. Okay, the kind of a person that you individually are, how you work, you know. So something that relates to your working style, to your mission, the way you are working, will really help people understand, okay, this is what the person is all about. And talking about, you know, the one-liner that they mentioned, they request to, you know, put on about what you do. So in that, you can, in a very nutshell, you can write down a financial planner or anything that you normally write, you know. So if you write about, I'm an LIC agent offering financial products in so and so area or anything. So something that connects with your business, okay, that talks about what you do, okay, that could be put up in your status message.
Okay, thank you. The last question is from Sambat Kumar K from Bhavani branch, Tamil Nadu. Unmute Sambat Kumar, please.
Yes,
So
good evening, sir.
This may be the last question. If anybody wants, then one more question will be allowed. Sambat Kumar, you can ask your question. We are not audible, Sambat. Sambat?
Everybody? Good evening, everybody. It's a very wonderful session, sir. Madam, you were telling that broadcast WhatsApp don't put good morning, good evening. That I never used to put in any of the group also. Good morning, good evening, nothing I am doing. But because I have not created the broadcast, so many of them are using nowadays in WhatsApp. So if they put good morning, whether we have to, once we reply, it means they will follow the same system every day. So how can we avoid such a things in future? because I have not got experience, because I am going to create a broadcast year afterwards only.
Right.
But I want to know, because before that I had such a doubt. How can we handle that? That's the problem.
Yeah, so actually up to us how much time we have to be able to reply to those greetings. See, people are going to say good morning and good afternoon as per their convenience, and it is to you how far you would be able to reply to all of them. But see, when you receive a greeting, okay, so if you are at the receiver's end, okay, it's very important to understand this. If you are at the receiver end and somebody has shared you a greeting, that is a good morning.
Yes.
The second thing you need to do is you just don't have to write good morning. Okay. You have to take this as an opportunity to open up a conversation with that person. So say for instance, somebody says good morning and sends it to you. You say good morning, glad to hope you're doing well, or glad to hear back from you after a long time. Saying something with a question like how is your family, how are things at your end, any one small question to open up a conversation. Maybe somebody has something to ask you and they are reluctant how to begin, so probably they're just sending a good morning message to you first. So since we are not too much occupied and we can answer, then it is always good to reply back. Okay? So what you would do, when you reply back, you send back a greeting by saying good morning or good afternoon, whatever, and follow to that, you put a question or hope things are well with you, how's life been, anything of that sort, so that it actually asks the person to reply back, and then you can go on with the conversation and close the conversation meaningfully. So he says, yeah, everything is fine at my end. Oh, glad to know that. Take care. Then close. Then if the person responds back, then probably you can take it ahead. Right?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you very much. Now we are concluding the session. Before that, just I want to introduce one of our excellent participant who has been with us from LUGI. When LUGI started, he was with us. He took classes for us, and he has been watching us also. He has taken classes also for us. He is a great scholar, Mr.
That's fantastic.
1 minute, I will introduce Mr. T.P. Shashikumar. Sir, please unmute Shashikumar, sir. Dr. TPS. Praveen? Hello?
ഒരു മിനിറ്റ് സാർ.
Dr. TPS.
Unmute ചെയ്തു.
Dr. TPS is a great scholar. Nisha, he is already in service of the nation. He was in central government service. He was with the Prime Minister's security wing. He is basically a scientist.
Wow.
More than 3 lakh students were taught by him.
Oh, amazing.
Over 1 lakh teachers from not all over from India, from abroad also. Even now he is continuing after taking VRS, he is continuing his service. He has his own institute. Shiksha is a famous learning, teaching institute. He basically from Kerala, but he is now settled in Hyderabad.
Okay.
Dr. TPS.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
मजे में छे?
हाँ जी, एकदम मजा में छे.
I worked in Ahmedabad. I was in Space Application Center.
Amazing, sir. It's such an honor.
Did well. Really good talk. Yeah. You have a lot of patience.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
I would not have done this much when they ask such questions, probably.
I simply love it. It's my passion.
Good teacher, yeah. Good one.
Nisha, he is one of the best teachers in this country. He has been in this business, not as a business. He's doing a great service to the society.
I am into social service. That's it. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Super.
Just I wanted to introduce you.
All different, yeah.
Great, sir. Great, sir. Such a pleasure.
I have seen your profile already. Anyway, good, Nisha.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, TPS, for
All the best. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Nisha, be in touch with the TPS. He's a great personality.
Absolutely.
Type
Be
in
in touch with.
TPS and search Nisha. Yeah.
Yes.
Or in the contact. Yeah.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you.
So 1 minute before going to conclude the session.
Yes, sir.
Just for Kerala participants, this will be translated to Malayalam after vote of thanks, because otherwise these people has to be here for another some more time. So those who want to hear the synopsis of this session, please be with us. Sami Palpanathan.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes,
Take
sir.
charge. Anyway, we are going to conclude after vote of thanks only. Vinod sir will continue in Malayalam.
Okay. Okay. So, dear friends.
And also for TPS, also for information, also tomorrow we are having a session with Lakshmi Menon, great entrepreneur who was able to lift the common fisher folk from their poor facility. I think you would have heard about Chekuti Pava. Chekuti means during the 2018 floods, the weavers lost their entire things, but that lady from that from that mud, she started some dolls, prepared some dolls, and it is named as Chekuti Pava. And she has been doing a wonderful social service. She is with us tomorrow. So please be with us tomorrow also.
Yeah.
Sami.
Yes, friends, a few words about LUGI. That is, we will be always telling LUGI is an educational forum. Now, I hope everyone would have understood why it is said so. Today, it was a wonderful educational class all of us received. So, a few words in Malayalam. Kindly excuse me, Madam Nisha, because the Kerala friends, for them, I am telling a few words about LUGI membership.
Yeah.
Kindly excuse me for 2 minutes. സുഹൃത്തുക്കളെ, LUGI ഒരു വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ വേദിയാണ് എന്ന് നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും പറയാറുണ്ട്. അത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് എന്ന് ഇപ്പോൾ എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒന്നുകൂടെ നന്നായിട്ട് മനസ്സിലായി കാണുമെന്ന് കരുതുന്നു. നമ്മൾ ഡിജിറ്റൽ മീഡിയ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് നമ്മൾ എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് ബിസിനസ് ചെയ്യാം എന്ന് വളരെ നന്നായിട്ട്, വളരെ ഗംഭീരമായിട്ട് മാഡം നിഷ ആനന്ദ് ഇപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തന്നു. ഇതുപോലെയുള്ള സെഷൻസ് ആണ് LUGI കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് LUGI ഒരു വിദ്യാഭ്യാസ വേദിയാണ് എന്ന് എപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പോ ഈ LUGIയില് മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് ആഗ്രഹമുള്ളവർക്ക് വേണ്ടി 2 വാക്ക് പറയുകയാണ്. LUGI മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് രണ്ട് തരമാണ്. ഒന്ന് ആനുവൽ മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ്, 2 ലൈഫ് മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ്. ആനുവൽ മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് എന്റെ ആദ്യം അടക്കേണ്ട തുക വെറും 1534 രൂപയാണ്. 1534 മാത്രം അടച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഏതൊരു ഇൻഷുറൻസ് മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് പ്രൊഫഷണലിനും LUGI മെമ്പർ ആകാവുന്നതാണ്. 1. 2 ലൈഫ് മെമ്പർഷിപ്പാണ്. അതിന് 20,000 റുപ്പീസാണ് ഒന്നിച്ചടക്കേണ്ട തുക. ലൈഫ് മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അനേകം പ്രയോജനങ്ങളുണ്ട്. ആദ്യമായിട്ട് സെക്ഷൻ 80G ഇൻകം ടാക്സ് സെക്ഷൻ 80G പ്രകാരം ടാക്സ് എക്സംഷൻ ഉണ്ട്. 1, ഈ തുക വലിയൊരു ചാരിറ്റിക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് LUGI ചെലവഴിക്കുന്നത്. LUGI ചാരിറ്റബിൾ ട്രസ്റ്റിന്റെ അക്കൗണ്ടിലേക്കാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ തുക കൊടുക്കുന്നത്. കൂടാതെ LUGI കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ആനുവൽ കൺവെൻഷൻസ്, ഇക്കൊല്ലം മാത്രമാണ് കൊറോണ കാരണം ജയ്പൂർ കൺവെൻഷൻ മാറി പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ LUGI കൺവെൻഷൻ എപ്പോഴും ഉണ്ടാവും. 2021 LUGIയുടെ കൺവെൻഷൻ എവിടെയാണെന്ന് ആർക്കെങ്കിലും ചിന്തിക്കാമോ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒന്ന് ഊഹിക്കാമോ? എന്നാൽ കേട്ടുകൊള്ളുക, സിംഗപ്പൂർ കരീബിയൻ ക്രൂയിസിലാണ് LUGIയുടെ 2021 ആനുവൽ കൺവെൻഷൻ നടക്കാനായിട്ട് പോകുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ ഇതുപോലെയുള്ള ഒരു അവസരങ്ങളൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് പ്രയോജനപ്പെടുത്താനാണ് ഈ LUGI മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ്. LUGI മെമ്പേഴ്സിന് മാത്രമേ LUGIയുടെ ആനുവൽ കൺവെൻഷനിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ സാധിക്കുകയുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ ലൈഫ് മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ LUGI ആനുവൽ കൺവെൻഷൻസിൽ മുൻനിര സീറ്റ് തുടങ്ങി അനേകം ഒരു പ്രിവിലേജസ് ഉണ്ടാവും. അപ്പോ താല്പര്യമുള്ളവരെല്ലാം ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിന്റെ പോസ്റ്റ് എല്ലാവരും കണ്ടു കാണുന്നു കരുതുന്നു. അതില് ലുഗി പ്രസിഡന്റ് ആർ പത്മനാഭൻ എന്ന ഫോൺ നമ്പറുണ്ട്. ആ വാട്സാപ്പ് നമ്പറിലേക്ക് താല്പര്യമുള്ളവരെല്ലാം താല്പര്യം അറിയിക്കുക. താല്പര്യം അറിയിക്കുമ്പോൾ അവരുടെ പേരേത്, ബ്രാഞ്ച്, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അവരുടെ ഇമെയിൽ ID ഇത്രയും കൂടി വാട്സാപ്പ് അയച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ലുഗി മെമ്പർഷിപ്പിന്റെ എല്ലാ വിവരങ്ങളും ലുഗി മെമ്പർഷിപ്പ് ഫോമും എല്ലാം അയച്ചു കൊടുക്കുന്നതാണ്. അങ്ങനെ എല്ലാവരും ലുഗിയൻസ് ആയിട്ട് മാറുക എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ആഹ്വാനത്തോടു കൂടി എൻ്റെ എളിയ വാക്കുകൾ ഞാനിവിടെ ചുരുക്കുന്നു. നന്ദി.
So my sincere thanks to Nisha. Officially, I invite Usha to say few words of gratitude. അതിനുശേഷം ഇത് മലയാളത്തിൽ നമ്മുടെ വിനോദ് സാറ് പറയുന്നതായിരിക്കും. താല്പര്യമുള്ള ആളുകൾ തുടരുക. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നാളെ 4 മണിക്ക് ലക്ഷ്മി മേനോന്റെ ക്ലാസ്സുകൾ ഉണ്ടാവും. അതും വളരെ പ്രയോജനപ്രദമാണ്. അതിലും പങ്കെടുക്കുക. സോ ഓവർ ടു ഉഷ. After out of thanks, meeting will continue in Malayalam.
Yes. Good evening to all. A warm and graceful evening to our most valued Honorable Talaivar Sri P. Srinivasan Sir, Chief Guest Madam Nisha Anand, and our patron T.U. John Sir, Marketing Manager, Vinod Sir, Retired Marketing Manager, Jyoti Kumar Sir, Sri Praveen S. Nair, Sri A.B. Thomas Abraham Sir, Branch Managers, LIC Officials, Development Officers, LUGI Kottayam Chapter President, Committee Members, Central Executive Committee Members, other LUGI chapters attending, and my dear friends gathered here. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks speech and acknowledge the contribution to those who work to make this virtual meeting happen. I, Usha Kumari, on behalf of Kottayam LUGI chapter and the entire fraternity of the LUGI, first of all, extend my most sincere thanks to Almighty God for making today's event a resounding success with His blessing and grace. We are able to make this event what it was. We immensely thankful to our Talaivar Sri P. Srinivasan Sir to his great effort. He is the founder of LUGI. His hard work and continuous direction, disciplined leadership to the members is the result what we are seeing now. LUGI is a large spreaded tree all over India. Then a big thank you to Madam Nisha Anand from me and on behalf of Kottayam LUGI chapter. She is a success coach and chief consultant, BCM Training Academy, Gujarat, for her great effort towards the topic relationship marketing using digital platforms. Now, this is a very important subject at this COVID-19 revolution time. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts and ideas, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future. Your words enlightened our minds and have shown a new path. We will make the ideas you shared in practice. I also extend my thanks to our junior Talaivar, Sri T.U. John Sir. About him, Kottayam members had no words to speak. He is the leading light of Kottayam chapter and an unforgettable personality to most of the staff and agent friends of LIC wherever he worked. Then, on behalf of Kottayam LUGI chapter and on my side, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our Vinod Sir, who is the Deputy Manager, Bank Assurance Kottayam Division. He will give a beautiful translation to us. Also, we have an important personality, Sri Jyoti Kumar Sir, our ex-marketing manager of Kottayam Division. I am sharing thanks to him with great pleasure on behalf of Kottayam LUGI chapter. Then, our sincere thanks goes to Sri Praveen S. Nair, the one and only trainer with a treasure of knowledge about the LIC plans. He is an asset to LIC advisors. That is a correct?
Yes.
ഇതിഹാസം.
Yes. Is the unique trainer. Unique trainer. Unique.
Yes, LICയുടെ ഇതിഹാസം ഇന്നലെ കിട്ടിയ ഒരു പേരാണത്. He goes through all the different angles of calculation of each and every plans. He is giving the full support to conducting the Zoom meetings. Then, on behalf of Kottayam LUGI chapter and from my side, a hearty vote of thanks to our co-host, Sri A.B. Thomas Abraham Sir, Senior Business Associate. His presence is also very precious and graceful. Then I also extend thanks on behalf of Kottayam LUGI chapter and from my side to all respected branch managers, other officials and development officers who participated this session. On behalf of Kottayam LUGI chapter, inform sincere thanks to the Central Executive Committee members and other chapters participating this meet. I also like to mention our Kottayam chapter president and other committee members and all the Lugians. I inform sincere gratitude from me and on behalf of Kottayam LUGI chapter to all my dear friends presented in this platform. We thank you for being with us this evening. It has been a great pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Once again, my sincere thanks to Nisha. So for the last 2 months, we were after her for a date, and at last today it happened. Once again, my sincere thanks, Nisha. Now we are translating your speech to Malayalam. So now I request Mr. Vinod. Vinod sir, the Malayalam parayunnayirikkum. So Nisha, now with pressure you can leave this audience because now the talk is only in Malayalam. I invite you for tomorrow's session also. Thank you, Nisha. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Vinod?
Sir, respected John sir, Ma'am sir and Juma sir. Sir, the meeting വളരെ എക്സലന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പ്രസന്റേഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു മാഡം നിഷ നടത്തിയത്. വളരെ ഇൻഫോർമേറ്റീവ് ആയിരുന്നു, റിലവന്റ് ആയിരുന്നു, വളരെ ടു ദി പോയിന്റ് ആയിരുന്നു. ടു ദി പോയിന്റ് എല്ലാം കൃത്യമായ എല്ലാ പോയിന്റുകളും പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ഒരു വേർഡ് ബൈ വേർഡ് സാറേ ഒരു വേർഡ് ബൈ വേർഡ് ട്രാൻസ്ലേഷൻ ആവശ്യമുണ്ടെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നില്ല. കാരണം എന്താണെങ്കിൽ അവരൊരു ഒരു വളരെ ക്ലാരിറ്റിയോട് കൂടിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പ്രസന്റേഷൻ ആണ് സാർ നടത്തിയത്. സിമ്പിൾ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ആയിരുന്നു, കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ എല്ലാവർക്കും മനസ്സിലായിട്ടുണ്ടാവുന്ന രീതിയിലാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്. എന്നാലും അതിന്റെ ഒരു സിനോപ്സിസ് ഒരു മലയാളത്തിൽ ഒന്ന് ട്രാൻസ്ലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു ട്രൈ ഞാൻ നടത്താം നമ്മുടെ ഗ്രൂപ്പിന്റെ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. ഞാൻ മാഡത്തിന്റെ പറഞ്ഞ ആ ഓർഡറിന്റെ നേരെ റിവേഴ്സ് പോവാണ്. അതായിരിക്കും കുറെ കൂടി നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിൽ തങ്ങിക്കുന്നത്. മാഡം തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഒരു ടോക്കില് ഇനീഷ്യലും ഫൈനലും ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഇതാണ് നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിൽ കൂടുതൽ തങ്ങി നിൽക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ മാഡം പറഞ്ഞതിന്റെ അവസാന പാർട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് ഞാൻ തുടങ്ങാം. ഒരു കാര്യം നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം അറിയേണ്ടത്, നമ്മളുടെ ബിസിനസ്സിൽ വ്യക്തിബന്ധങ്ങളാണ് നമ്മളെ ബിസിനസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്. ആദ്യം വ്യക്തിബന്ധങ്ങളാണ് നമ്മൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്, ആ വ്യക്തിബന്ധങ്ങളാണ് പിന്നെ നമ്മളെ ബിസിനസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്. അല്ലാതെ നമ്മൾ ബിസിനസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ട് വ്യക്തിബന്ധങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കുകയല്ല ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ആ ഒരു പോയിന്റ് ആണ്, ആ പോയിന്റ് വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് മാഡം കൺക്ലൂഡ് ചെയ്തത്. മാഡം പറഞ്ഞ വേർഡ് ഇതാണ്, യു ബിൽഡ് പീപ്പിൾ ആൻഡ് ദെൻ പീപ്പിൾ ബിൽഡ് യുവർ ബിസിനസ്. മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ വ്യക്തിബന്ധങ്ങളാണ് നമ്മൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കേണ്ടത്, ആ വ്യക്തിബന്ധങ്ങളിൽ നിന്ന് നമ്മൾ ബിസിനസ് ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക് ആയിട്ട് വന്നോളൂ. ഓക്കെ. പിന്നെ വ്യക്തിബന്ധങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ ഏറ്റവും ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ആയിട്ട് നോക്കുന്നത് നമ്മൾ വ്യക്തികളെ ഏറ്റവും വളരെ മേക്ക് ദം ഫീൽ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്. അവർക്ക് നമ്മൾ മാക്സിമം വാല്യൂ കൊടുക്കുക, നമ്മളെ സൈഡിൽ നിന്ന് അവരെ എഡ്യൂക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം, നമ്മളുടെ ആ ഒരു കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി, ഒരു ഗ്രൂപ്പ് നമ്മൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കുക, നമ്മളുടെ മെമ്മറീസ് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാം, നമ്മളൊരു ബ്രാൻഡായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ മാറ്റുക, എപ്പോഴും അവരുമായിട്ട് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മളെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിനെ എപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ ഹാപ്പി ആയിട്ടിരിക്കുക. നമ്മളെ സർവീസ് കൊണ്ടും നമ്മളെ കോണ്ടാക്ട് കൊണ്ടും നമ്മളെ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ കൊണ്ടും നമ്മളെ സർവീസ് കൊണ്ടും നമ്മളുടെ വാല്യൂ അഡീഷൻസ് കൊണ്ടും നമ്മളുടെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിനെ എപ്പോഴും ഹാപ്പി ആക്കി നിർത്തുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മളുടെ കർത്തവ്യം. അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ ബിസിനസ് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും വിജയകരമായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ പറ്റും. പിന്നെ നമ്മുടെ ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ ഈ കോവിഡിന്റെ പ്രത്യേക സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ സമൂഹത്തിലുള്ള പ്രത്യേക സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ എങ്ങനെ ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം നമ്മുടെ മാക്സിമം യൂസിന്, നമ്മുടെ ബിസിനസ് ഡെവലപ്മെന്റിന്റെ മാക്സിമം യൂസിന് ചെയ്യാം എന്നുള്ളതായിരുന്നു നമ്മളെ ഇന്നത്തെ ടോപ്പിക്. മാഡത്തിന്റെ ടോപ്പിക് അതായിരുന്നു. ഈ പാൻഡമിക്, അതായത് കോവിഡ്, ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ നമുക്ക് ഏറ്റവും പുതിയതാണ്. നമ്മൾ ഇതുവരെ അൺപ്രസിഡന്റഡ്, അതായത് ഇതുവരെ കാണാത്ത ഒരു സാഹചര്യത്തിലൂടെയാണ് നമ്മൾ കടന്നു പോകുന്നത്. ഞാനൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് കേട്ടിട്ടേ ഉള്ളൂ. സ്പാനിഷ് ഫ്ലൂ എന്നൊക്കെ പണ്ട് ഫോട്ടോ കണ്ടപ്പം ഇങ്ങനെ സംഭവം നടന്നിട്ടുണ്ടോ എന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ അത്തരം ഒരു സാഹചര്യങ്ങളിലൂടെയാണ് നമ്മൾ കടന്നു പോകുന്നത്. ആ സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ എങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾക്ക് ഈ ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം നമുക്ക് അവൈലബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള നമ്മുടെ സാങ്കേതിക വിദ്യ ഉപയോഗിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് മാക്സിമം ആൾക്കാരിലേക്ക്, ഏറ്റവും അധികം വ്യക്തികളിലേക്ക് നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെ കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാം, എത്തിപ്പെടാം എന്നതാണ് ഇന്നത്തെ മീറ്റിംഗിന്റെ, ഇന്നത്തെ ക്ലാസിന്റെ ടോപ്പിക്. അതായിരുന്നു എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് ടെക്നോളജി, സാങ്കേതിക വിദ്യ ഏറ്റവും ഇഫക്റ്റീവായിട്ട്, ഏറ്റവും ഉപയോഗപ്രദമായ രീതിയിൽ നമുക്ക് അതിനെ ഉപയോഗിക്കാം എന്നതായിരുന്നു ഇന്നത്തെ ടോപ്പിക്. മാഡം ക്ലാസ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തത് ഒരു പക്ഷിയുടെ ചിത്രം കാണിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഒരു ചെറിയ, ഒരു ഫീബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള, ഒരു ചെറിയ കനം കുറഞ്ഞ ഒരു മരക്കൊമ്പിലിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പക്ഷിയുടെ ചിത്രം കാണിച്ചിട്ടാണ് മാഡം ക്ലാസ് തുടങ്ങിയത്. അത് പറഞ്ഞത് മാഡം കൺവേ ചെയ്യാൻ ചോദിക്കുന്ന മെസ്സേജ് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാല്, എത്രയും ആ ചെറിയ ആ മരക്കൊമ്പിലിരിക്കുന്ന ആ പക്ഷി മരക്കൊമ്പിലിരിക്കുന്നത് മരക്കൊമ്പിന്റെ ബലത്തിന്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിലല്ല, അതിന്റെ ചിറകുകളുടെ ബലത്തിന്റെ, വിശ്വാസത്തിന്റെ മുകളിലാണ് അത് ആ കമ്പിന്റെ മുകളിൽ ഇരിക്കുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെയാണ് നമ്മളുടെ കോൺഫിഡൻസിന്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിലാണ് നമ്മൾ ജോലി ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. അല്ലാതെ സാഹചര്യങ്ങൾ അനുകൂലമാണ് എന്നുള്ളത് കൊണ്ടല്ല നമ്മളുടെ ജോലിയിൽ കോൺഫിഡൻസ് കാണേണ്ടത്. മാഡം പറഞ്ഞതിന്റെ മീനിങ് അതാണ്. നമ്മുടെ സാഹചര്യങ്ങൾ അനുകൂലമാകുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ നന്നായിട്ട് പെർഫോം ചെയ്യും പറ്റും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സാഹചര്യങ്ങളിലാണ് നമ്മൾക്ക് കോൺഫിഡൻസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത് എന്നതല്ല, നമ്മൾ എത്രത്തോളം സ്ട്രോങ് ആണ്, നമ്മൾ എത്രത്തോളം ശക്തരാണ് എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മളുടെ ആത്മവിശ്വാസം വർദ്ധിപ്പിച്ച് നമ്മൾ ബിസിനസ്സിൽ സക്സസ് നേടിയെടുക്കാനുള്ള ബേസിസ് അതായിരിക്കണം എന്നതാണ് മാഡം ക്ലാസ് തുടങ്ങിയത്. ആ ഒരു പോയിന്റ് നമ്മളിലേക്ക് കൺവേ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടാണ്, നമ്മളിലേക്ക് അറിയിച്ചുകൊണ്ടാണ്, നമ്മളോട് കൺവേ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടാണ്. രണ്ടാമത്തെ പോയിന്റ് മാഡം പറഞ്ഞത് എന്താണെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാല്, നമ്മൾ എവിടെയാണോ നമ്മളെ ഫോക്കസ് ഉള്ളത് അത് മാത്രമേ നമ്മൾ കാണുള്ളൂ. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ എവിടെയാണോ അത് മാത്രം നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുള്ളൂ. അത് നമ്മളുടെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസിനെയും, നമ്മളുടെ മൈൻഡ് സെറ്റിനെയും, നമ്മളെ മനോഗതിയെയും, നമ്മളുടെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസിനെയും ഒക്കെ ബാധിക്കും. പ്രോബ്ലമാണ് നമ്മൾ ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ എല്ലാ സ്ഥലത്തും പ്രോബ്ലം മാത്രമേ കാണുള്ളൂ. നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് നമ്മൾ സൊല്യൂഷനിൽ ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. പ്രോബ്ലംസ് എല്ലാ സമയത്തും ഉണ്ടാവും, നമ്മൾ സൊല്യൂഷൻസിൽ ഫോക്കസ് ചെയ്യുക. പ്രോബ്ലം എന്താണെന്ന് നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം കണ്ടെത്തുക, എന്നിട്ട് അതിന്റെ സൊല്യൂഷനിലേക്ക് നമ്മൾ നീങ്ങുക. സൊല്യൂഷൻ നോക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ എല്ലാം അത് ഫോക്കസ് മുഴുവൻ നമ്മൾ ആ സൊല്യൂഷനിലേക്ക് കാണുക. ആ ഫോക്കസ് സൊല്യൂഷനിലേക്ക് മാറ്റി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് സക്സസ്, വിജയം തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും വരും. അങ്ങനെ പറയുമ്പോൾ ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ പ്രത്യേക സിറ്റുവേഷനിൽ, ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ പ്രത്യേക സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ, ഈ കോവിഡ് കാലത്ത് വ്യക്തിപരമായ ഇന്ററാക്ഷൻസ് പറ്റാത്ത സാഹചര്യത്തില്, വ്യക്തിഗതമായിട്ടുള്ള കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ, ആശയവിനിമയം പറ്റാത്ത സാഹചര്യത്തില്, വ്യക്തിഗതമായ മീറ്റിങ്ങുകള്, കണ്ടുമുട്ടലുകള് എന്നും പറ്റാത്ത ഈ സാഹചര്യങ്ങളില് സൊല്യൂഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമ്മളുടെ ടെക്നോളജിയും ഡിജിറ്റൽ മീഡിയയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് ടെക്നോളജിയിലും ഡിജിറ്റൽ മീഡിയയിലും നമ്മളുടെ ഫോക്കസ് കൊണ്ടുപോവുക. ആ ഫോക്കസ് അങ്ങനെ കൊണ്ടുപോയാൽ തന്നെ നമ്മളുടെ പ്രോബ്ലംസ്, നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന, നമ്മളല്ല, ഈ നമ്മളുടെ സൊസൈറ്റി ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പ്രോബ്ലംസ്, നമ്മുടെ ബിസിനസ് ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പ്രോബ്ലംസ് നമുക്ക് ഇല്ലാതാക്കാൻ പറ്റും. കാരണം കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ, വ്യക്തികൾ തമ്മിലുള്ള ബന്ധങ്ങൾ, വ്യക്തികൾ തമ്മിലുള്ള ആശയവിനിമയം അത് ഇല്ലാതായി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ മാത്രമല്ല, നമ്മുടെ ബിസിനസ് മാത്രമല്ല, നമ്മുടെ സൊസൈറ്റി ആസ് എ ഹോൾ എഫക്റ്റഡ് ആണ്. കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ നടക്കുന്നില്ല, എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ നടക്കുന്നില്ല, പ്രോബ്ലംസ് മാത്രം, അതിന്റെ സൊല്യൂഷൻസ് നമുക്ക് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. ഇത്തരം പ്രോബ്ലംസിനൊക്കെയുള്ള സൊല്യൂഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ടെക്നോളജിയും ഡിജിറ്റൽ മീഡിയയുമാണ്. നമുക്ക് ഡിജിറ്റൽ മീഡിയയും ടെക്നോളജിയും നമുക്ക് ഇന്നത്തെ കാലത്ത് വളരെ സുപരിചിതമാണ്. വാട്സപ്പ്, FB, ടെലിഗ്രാം, യൂട്യൂബ്, അങ്ങനെ ഇൻസ്റ്റാഗ്രാം, അങ്ങനെ എല്ലാ ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമുകളും നമുക്ക് ഫെമിലിയർ ആണ്. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, നമ്മളൊരു കാര്യം ആദ്യം മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ടത്, നമ്മൾ വിചാരിക്കും ഈ വ്യക്തികളൊക്കെ ഇത്തരം ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമുകളൊക്കെ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നവരാണോ, അത് ഫീസിബിൾ ആണോ? ഒരു പെട്ടെന്നൊരു സുപ്രഭാതത്തിലെ ഒരു സിറ്റുവേഷൻ വന്നപ്പോൾ, കോവിഡ് എന്ന പാൻഡമിക് വന്നപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും വ്യക്തികൾക്ക് ഒരേ രീതിയിൽ ഇത്തരം ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിലേക്ക് മാറാൻ പറ്റുമോ എന്ന് നമുക്ക് സംശയമുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, അതിനുള്ള ഒരു ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ ആണ് ഇന്ത്യയിലെ നമ്പർ 1 സ്റ്റേറ്റ്. ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമുകളും ഡിജിറ്റൽ മെത്തേഡുകൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നതിൽ നമ്പർ 1 സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഇന്ത്യയിൽ കേരളമാണ്. 18 മില്യൺ പീപ്പിളാണ് ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് വഴി പരസ്പരം കണക്റ്റഡ് ആയിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, 50% ആൾക്കാർ ഒരു പർച്ചേസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഡിസിഷൻ എടുക്കുന്നതിനെക്കാട്ട് മുമ്പ് നെറ്റിൽ ആ പ്രോഡക്റ്റിനെ പറ്റി പഠിക്കുന്നുണ്ട് എന്നാണ് സ്റ്റാറ്റിസ്റ്റിക്സ് കാണിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, 50% ആൾക്കാർ, അത് ലേഡീസ് ആണെങ്കിലും ജെന്റ്സ് ആണെങ്കിലും, അത് ഒരു പർച്ചേസ് നടത്തുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് 50% ആൾക്കാർ ആ പ്രോഡക്റ്റിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ട് ഗൂഗിളിൽ സെർച്ച് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കിയിട്ടാണ് അവരുടെ തീരുമാനങ്ങൾ എടുക്കുന്നത്. അത്തരം സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ നമ്മളോട് തന്നെ ചോദിക്കാനുള്ളത്, നമ്മൾ ആ ഒരു വേൾഡ്, ആ ഒരു സ്പേസിൽ, ആ ഒരു വേൾഡിൽ, ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് വേൾഡിൽ നമ്മൾ പ്രസന്റ് ആണോ? നമ്മൾ ആ വേൾഡിൽ നമ്മൾ ഉണ്ടോ? ഒരു വ്യക്തി ഇൻഷുറൻസ് മാർക്കറ്റിംഗിന്റെ ഇൻഷുറൻസിന്റെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ടോ അതിന്റെ സെയിൽസിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ടോ ഒരു സെർച്ച് നടത്തുമ്പോൾ, മറ്റെവിടുന്നെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ കിട്ടിയിട്ട് സെർച്ച് നടത്തുമ്പോൾ, നമ്മളുടെ പ്രൊഫൈൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളുടെ പ്രസൻസ് ആ വ്യക്തിക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ടോ എന്നതാണ് നമ്മളോട് തന്നെ ചോദിക്കേണ്ട ഒരു കാര്യം. നമ്മൾ വിസിബിൾ ആണോ? എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഈ സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിൽ നമ്മളുടെ പ്രസൻസ് വിസിബിൾ ആക്കുന്നത്? ഓക്കെ, വിസിബിൾ ആക്കുന്നത്, അതാണ് നമ്മളോട് തന്നെ ചോദിക്കേണ്ടത്. അതിന് നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം നമ്മളെ പൊസിഷൻ നമ്മൾ അനലൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് ഒരു കാര്യം ആദ്യം നമ്മളെ നോളജ് വേണ്ടത് എന്താണെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാല്, ഈ പാൻഡമിക് വന്നതിന് ശേഷം കേരളത്തിൽ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ബാധിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത് മാനുഫാക്ചറിങ് മേഖലയിലാണ്, പിന്നെ കൺസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ മേഖലയിലാണ്, വ്യാപാര രംഗത്താണ്, ഗതാഗത രംഗത്താണ്, ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ട് രംഗത്താണ്, പിന്നെ ഹോസ്പിറ്റാലിറ്റി മെമ്പേഴ്സ് എന്ന ഏരിയകളിലാണ് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ബാധിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, ഏതാണ്ട് 127 മില്യൺ വർക്ക് ഫോഴ്സ് അക്കൗണ്ട് ഫോർ ദിസ്. ഈ സെക്ടേഴ്സ് വലിയൊരു സെക്ഷൻ എംപ്ലോയീസ് ഈ സെഗ്മെന്റിൽ ബാധിക്കപ്പെട്ട് കിടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് നമ്മളുടെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സ് ഏത് സെക്ടറിൽ നിന്നാണ് കൂടുതലായിട്ട് ഉള്ളത് എന്നാണ്. നമ്മളുടെ ബിസിനസ്സിന് കോൺട്രിബ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന നമ്മളുടെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സ് ഏത് ഏരിയയിലാണ് കൂടുതലായിട്ട് വരുന്നത്, അവർ എത്രത്തോളം എഫക്റ്റഡ് ആയിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്ന് നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം ഒരു അസസ്മെന്റ് നടത്തണം. അതിനുശേഷമാണ് നമ്മൾ അവരോട് കണക്റ്റഡ് ആവാനുള്ള, അവരോട് സംവദിക്കാനുള്ള, അവരോട് ഈ പാൻഡമിക്കിന്റെ സമയത്ത് പുറത്തു പോയിട്ട് അവരെ പേഴ്സണലായിട്ട് മീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റാത്ത സമയത്ത് അവരോട് എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ എസ്റ്റാബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്യാമെന്ന് നമ്മൾ നോക്കേണ്ടത്. ഇനി എങ്ങനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ ഒരു കസ്റ്റമറുമായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് നമ്മളുടെ ടെക്നോളജി ഉപയോഗിക്കാം? ഇൻ ബിറ്റ്വീൻ മാഡം പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു നമ്മളെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിനെ എങ്ങനെ നമ്മളുമായിട്ട് ഉള്ള വ്യക്തിഗതമായ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പുകൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുക്കാൻ നമുക്ക് പറ്റും എന്നുള്ള കാര്യം മാഡം ഇൻ ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ഇടയിൽ പറയുകയുണ്ടായി. മാഡം പറഞ്ഞു നമ്മളെ ഒരു ബ്രാൻഡാക്കി മാറ്റണം. ബ്രാൻഡാക്കി മാറ്റണം. അതായത് ഇൻഷുറൻസ് പോളിസികൾ നമ്മൾ വാങ്ങുമ്പോൾ പണ്ട് ഒക്കെ നമ്മൾ പറയാറുണ്ടായിരുന്നു ആൾക്കാർ LIC വാങ്ങാനാണ് പോവാറ്, അല്ലാതെ ഇൻഷുറൻസ് പോളിസി വാങ്ങാനല്ല. ഫെവിക്കോൾ വാങ്ങാനാണ് പോവാറ്, ഗം വാങ്ങാനല്ല. ഡാൽഡ വാങ്ങാനാണ് പോവാറ്, അല്ലാതെ വനസ്പതി വാങ്ങാനല്ല. അപ്പൊ ബ്രാൻഡ് നമ്മളെ തന്നെ ബ്രാൻഡാക്കി മാറ്റുക എന്നതാണ് നമ്മളുടെ ബിസിനസ് വിജയത്തിൽ നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാനുള്ളൊരു കാര്യം. അതിന് പല രീതിയിലും ടെക്നോളജി നമുക്ക് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം. യൂട്യൂബിൽ നമുക്ക് പ്രസന്റ് ആയിരിക്കാം, യൂട്യൂബിൽ നമ്മൾ വീഡിയോകൾ അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യാം, നമ്മളുടെ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷണൽ വീഡിയോസ് നമുക്ക് അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യാം. അങ്ങനെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സുമായിട്ട്, നമ്മളുടെ വ്യക്തികളുമായിട്ട് നമ്മളൊരു ബോണ്ടിങ് ആദ്യം ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. പിന്നെ അവർ നമ്മൾക്ക് വളരെ വേണ്ടപ്പെട്ട വ്യക്തികളാണ് എന്നുള്ള ഫീലിംഗ്, അങ്ങനൊരു ഫീലിംഗ് അവരുടെ മനസ്സിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുക്കുക. അങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മളോടുള്ള അവരുടെ ബോണ്ടിങ് വളരെ സ്ട്രോങ് ആയിട്ട്, വളരെ ശക്തമായ ഒരു റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ്, ഒരു ബന്ധം നമുക്ക് അവരുമായിട്ട് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റും. ഒരു കാര്യം നിങ്ങൾ എപ്പോഴും നോക്കണം, ഓർമ്മിക്കണം, നമ്മളൊരു വ്യക്തിയെ പറ്റി പറയുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ, അല്ലെ വ്യക്തിയോട് നമ്മൾ പറയുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ വളരെ പെട്ടെന്ന് ആ വ്യക്തി മറന്നു പോകും. നമ്മളൊരു വ്യക്തിക്ക് വേണ്ടി ചെയ്ത കാര്യങ്ങൾ കുറച്ചു കാലം കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ആ വ്യക്തി മറന്നു പോകും. പക്ഷേ ആ വ്യക്തിയെ എങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ ട്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്തു, ഹൗ വി മെയ്ഡ് ഹിം ഫീൽ, എങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ ട്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്തു അദ്ദേഹത്തെ, നമ്മൾ ഏത് രീതിയിൽ അദ്ദേഹത്തെ നമ്മളെ സ്പെഷ്യൽ എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിൽ അദ്ദേഹത്തെ ഫീൽ ചെയ്യിക്കാൻ നമുക്ക് സാധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് അദ്ദേഹം ജീവിതകാലം മുഴുവൻ മറക്കൂല എന്നതാണ് മറ്റൊരു സ്ട്രോങ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പോയിന്റ് മാഡം നമ്മുടെ അടുത്ത് പറഞ്ഞത്. പിന്നെ വ്യക്തികളടുത്ത് നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ, അത് ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിലൂടെ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോഴും വ്യക്തി മുഖതാവില്ല, അതായത് നമ്മൾ പേഴ്സണലി മീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ ഒരു കാര്യം വ്യക്തിയെ ഫീൽ ചെയ്യാൻ, വ്യക്തിക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവണം നമ്മൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് വന്നിരിക്കുന്നത് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾക്ക് പരിഹാരം കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാനാണ്. നമ്മൾ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് സെല് ചെയ്യാനല്ല, അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾക്ക്, അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ പ്രോബ്ലംസിന് ഉത്തരങ്ങൾ കൊടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ അടുത്ത് എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്നത് എന്നുള്ളൊരു ഫീലിംഗ് എപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിന് കൊടുക്കണം. നമ്മൾ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് സെല് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടല്ല നമ്മൾ വ്യക്തിയെ സമീപിക്കുന്നത്, അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ സാമ്പത്തിക പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾക്ക് പരിഹാരം കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സാമ്പത്തിക പ്ലാനിങ്ങിന് വ്യക്തമായ പ്ലാനിങ് കൊടുക്കുക, ഉത്തരങ്ങൾ കൊടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്. ഓക്കെ, അടുത്തത് ഈ ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിലെ എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ ഉപയോഗിക്കണം എന്നുള്ളതിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ടാണ് മാഡം പിന്നെ പറഞ്ഞത്. ഫേസ്ബുക്കിൽ നമ്മൾ പ്രൊഫൈൽ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനേക്കാൾ കൂടുതൽ പേഴ്സണൽ പേജ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യണമെന്നാണ് മാഡം സജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. പ്രൊഫൈൽ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനൊപ്പം തന്നെ ബിസിനസ് പർപ്പസുകൾക്കായിട്ട് പേഴ്സണൽ പേജ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നു. പേഴ്സണൽ പേജും പ്രൊഫൈലും ടോട്ടലി ഡിഫറെന്റ് ആണ്. പേഴ്സണൽ പേജ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മളുടെ ഫേസ്ബുക്കിൽ നമ്മളുടെ പ്രസൻസ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ആവും. ആ കണ്ടന്റ്, ഫേസ്ബുക്കിന്റെ പേഴ്സണൽ പേജിന്റെ കണ്ടന്റ് വളരെ 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 ബിസിനസ് ലൈക്ക് ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്യണം. അത് പ്രധാനമായിട്ടും കസ്റ്റമറെ, നമ്മൾ സെല് ചെയ്യുന്ന, നമ്മളുടെ ഏത് ഫീൽഡിലാണോ, നമ്മൾ ഏത് രംഗത്താണോ നമ്മൾ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, പ്രോഡക്റ്റിന്റെ യൂട്ടിലിറ്റി എന്താണ് എന്നുള്ള ഒരു എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ലെവലിലുള്ള കണ്ടന്റ് ആയിരിക്കണം ആ ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് പേഴ്സണൽ പേജിൽ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കേണ്ടത്. പിന്നെ അത് മാത്രമല്ല, പിന്നെ റിവ്യൂസ്, നമ്മളുടെ പേഴ്സണൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള വ്യക്തികള്, മറ്റ് നമ്മളുടെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിന്റെ നമ്മളെ പറ്റിയുള്ള വ്യക്തികളുടെ ഒക്കെ റിവ്യൂസ് അതിൽ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്താം. ടെസ്റ്റിമോണിയൽസ്, അവർ നമ്മളെ പറ്റി പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്ന നല്ല കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഈ ഫേസ്ബുക്കിന്റെ പേഴ്സണൽ പേജിൽ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്താം. പിന്നെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ടുള്ള പ്രത്യേക കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് ഈ ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് പേഴ്സണൽ പേജിൽ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്താം. രണ്ടാമത്തത് സാറ് മാഡം പറഞ്ഞത് പിന്നെ ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് ലൈവ് ആണ്. ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് ലൈവ് അത് പിന്നെ വ്യക്തികളുമായിട്ട് കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയ മറ്റൊരു നല്ല മാർഗമാണ് ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് ലൈവ്. അതിലെ കണ്ടന്റും ഇതേപോലെ തന്നെ വളരെ ബിസിനസ് ലൈക്ക് ആയിട്ട്, വളരെ ശാസ്ത്രീയമായ രീതിയിൽ തയ്യാറാക്കിയിട്ടുള്ള കണ്ടന്റ് ആയിരിക്കണം. അതുകൊണ്ടുള്ള ഗുണമെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നമുക്ക് കൂടുതൽ നമ്പർ ഫേസ്ബുക്കിലാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് കൂടുതൽ നമ്പർ എണ്ണം കോൺടാക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. അങ്ങനെ കൂടുതൽ എണ്ണം വ്യക്തികളെ കോൺടാക്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് കൂടുതൽ ബിസിനസ് ചെയ്യാൻ നമുക്ക് സാധിക്കും. കാരണം ലോ ഓഫ് ആവറേജസ് പറയുന്നത് നമ്മൾ കോൺടാക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ആൾക്കാരിലെ 10% ആണ് നമ്മളുടെ ബിസിനസ് ആയിട്ട് കൺവേർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് ലൈവ് നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ കൂടുതൽ നമ്പർ ഓഫ് ആൾക്കാരെ, കൂടുതൽ വ്യക്തികളെ നമുക്ക് കോൺടാക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, റീച്ച് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. അതുവഴി നമുക്ക് ബിസിനസ്സും കൂട്ടാൻ പറ്റും. മൂന്നാമത്തെ കാര്യം മാഡം പറഞ്ഞത് പിന്നെ അഡ്വർടൈസ്മെന്റ്. ഈ ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് ലൈവിൽ നമ്മളെ അഡ്വർടൈസ്മെന്റ്, പെയ്ഡ് അഡ്വർടൈസ്മെന്റ് കൊടുക്കണമെങ്കിൽ നന്നായിരിക്കും ഡിജിറ്റൽ മീഡിയയിൽ. പിന്നെ കൂടുതൽ ആൾക്കാരെ ഫോളോവേഴ്സ് ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റും. അത്തരം കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഫേസ്ബുക്ക് ലൈവിൽ നമുക്ക് പറ്റും എന്നാണ് മാഡം പറഞ്ഞത്. പിന്നെയുള്ളത് വാട്സപ്പ് ആണ്. വാട്സപ്പ് പേഴ്സൺ ടു പേഴ്സൺ, വ്യക്തിഗത ലെവലിൽ കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ ഏറ്റവും നല്ല മാർഗങ്ങളൊന്ന് വാട്സപ്പാണ്. വ്യക്തിഗത ലെവലിൽ കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഏറ്റവും നല്ല മാർഗങ്ങളൊന്ന് വാട്സപ്പാണ്. പക്ഷേ വാട്സപ്പിന്റെ കോൺവെർസേഷൻ വളരെ ബ്രീഫ് ആയിരിക്കണം, ടു ദി പോയിന്റ് ആയിരിക്കണം. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, കൂടുതൽ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്റ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ, കൂടുതൽ വിശദാംശങ്ങളിലേക്ക് കടക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് വാട്സപ്പ് കുറെ കൂടി ഡിസ്ക്രീറ്റ് ആയിട്ട്, കുറെ കൂടി ജുഡീഷ്യസ് ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. കാരണം ദീർഘമായ മെസ്സേജുകളും മറ്റും വാട്സപ്പ് വഴി ചെയ്യുന്നതും, കൂടുതൽ നമ്പർ ഓഫ് മെസ്സേജുകൾ വാട്സപ്പ് വഴി ചെയ്യുന്നതും അതൊരു അഭികാമ്യമല്ല എന്നാണ് മാഡത്തിന്റെ അഭിപ്രായം. സ്പെസിഫിക് പേഴ്സണൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഷോർട്ട് മെസ്സേജുകളാണ് നമ്മൾ വാട്സപ്പ് വഴി ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതിനുശേഷം ഫോളോ പ്രൊസീജിയറായിട്ട് മറ്റ് ഡിജിറ്റൽ മീഡിയകളൊക്കെ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നതാണ് നല്ലതെന്നാണ് മാഡം പറഞ്ഞത്. പിന്നെയുള്ളത് മാഡം പറഞ്ഞത് ബ്രോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പുകൾ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. ബ്രോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പുകൾ നമ്മൾ സിമ്പിൾ മെസ്സേജുകൾ നമ്മളുടെ ഈസിനെസ്, മെസ്സേജ് അയക്കാനുള്ള എളുപ്പത്തിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഗ്രൂപ്പിന് പകരം കാറ്റഗറൈസ് ചെയ്ത് നമ്മളെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് വൈസ് കാറ്റഗറൈസ് ചെയ്ത് നമ്മളുടെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് വൈസ് കാറ്റഗറൈസ് ചെയ്ത് ബ്രോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പുകൾ വാട്സപ്പിൽ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് അവരെ സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ടാർഗറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. സെഗ്മെന്റഡ് ടാർഗറ്റിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയും. നമ്മൾ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിനെ സെഗ്മെന്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് ടാർഗറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ നമുക്ക് വാട്സപ്പിന്റെ ബ്രോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് പറ്റും. മാഡം പ്രത്യേകം പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്, ഡെയിലി വാട്സപ്പ് മെസ്സേജുകൾ, ഗുഡ് മോർണിംഗ് മെസ്സേജ് ബ്രോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനോട് വ്യക്തിപരമായ മാഡത്തിന് താല്പര്യമില്ല, മെസ്സേജുകൾ ഫോർവേഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ താല്പര്യമില്ല. പ്രധാനമായിട്ടും നമ്മൾ എഡ്യൂക്കേറ്റീവ്, നമ്മൾ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിനെ എഡ്യൂക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതായിരിക്കണം നമ്മളുടെ പ്രധാന ഉദ്ദേശം. നമ്മളുടെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റിൽ എഡ്യൂക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക, അവരുടെ കിട്ടുന്ന ഇൻഫർമേഷനുകൾ നമ്മൾ അനലൈസ് ചെയ്യണം. കണ്ണടച്ച് ഫോർവേഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന മെസ്സേജുകൾ ആവരുത്. കിട്ടുന്ന ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ നമ്മൾ അനലൈസ് ചെയ്യണം. പാർട്ടിക്ക് ഏറ്റവും ഉപയോഗപ്രദമായ രീതിയിൽ അതിനെ റീകാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് പോസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ മറക്കരുത്. ഇതാണ് മാഡം വാട്സപ്പ് ബ്രോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പിനെ പറ്റി പറഞ്ഞത്. പിന്നെയുള്ളത് ഇന്ററാക്റ്റീവ് വീഡിയോസ്, സ്റ്റോറീസ് ഒക്കെ പോസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. പിന്നെ പേഴ്സണൽ വീഡിയോസ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് മാഡം 2 സൈറ്റ് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് canva.com, പിന്നെ ഒന്ന് postermywall.com. ഈ 2 സൈറ്റുകൾ ഉപയോഗിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് മനോഹരമായ പേഴ്സണൽ വീഡിയോസ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. അതെല്ലാം നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ഈ ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമുകളിലൂടെ നമുക്ക് ബ്രോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. പക്ഷേ ഒരു പ്രധാന കാര്യം ഓർക്കേണ്ടത്, ടൂ മച്ച് ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ, ആവശ്യത്തിൽ കൂടുതൽ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ ഒരിക്കലും ഈ ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം വഴി നമ്മളെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിന് ബൊമ്പാർഡ് ചെയ്യരുത്, അവർക്ക് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ടാകുന്ന രീതിയിലാവരുത്. ഓക്കെ, ഒരു കാര്യം ഉറപ്പാണ്, ഫേസ് ടു ഫേസ് കോൺവെർസേഷൻ ആണ് ഏറ്റവും നല്ലത്. നമ്മളെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് വിൽക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഏറ്റവും നല്ല ഫേസ് ടു ഫേസ് കോൺവെർസേഷൻ ഏറ്റവും നല്ലത്. ഇന്നത്തെ സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ അത് നടക്കാത്തത് കൊണ്ട് അതിനുള്ള ഏറ്റവും ഇഫക്റ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള റീപ്ലേസ്മെന്റ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സബ്സ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് സൂമും വാട്സപ്പ് വീഡിയോ കോളും ആണ്. പിന്നെ ഇത് രണ്ടും പറ്റുന്നില്ലെങ്കിൽ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മറ്റൊന്നും സംഭവിച്ചില്ലെങ്കിൽ സ്കൈപ്പ് ഉപയോഗിക്കുക. സ്കൈപ്പ് ഉപയോഗിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് അതിനെ ഫേസ് ടു ഫേസ് കോൺവെർസേഷനെ റീപ്ലേസ് ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുക. അത് ഇഫക്റ്റീവ് ആണ് എന്നാണ് മാഡം പറഞ്ഞത്. പിന്നെയുള്ളത്, പിന്നെ ഈ ഫേസ്ബുക്കിന്റെ വാട്സപ്പ് കോളിലും സൂം വഴിയും മീറ്റിംഗ് നടത്തുന്നതിന്, ഫേസ് ടു ഫേസ് മീറ്റിംഗ് നടത്തിയതിനു ശേഷവും കൂടുതൽ ഇന്ററാക്ഷൻസ് ആവശ്യമുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, കൂടുതൽ വിശദാംശങ്ങൾ പാർട്ടിക്ക് അറിയണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വീഡിയോ കോളാണ് നല്ലത്. സൂം വീഡിയോ കോളാണ് നല്ലത്. അത് വീഡിയോ കോളാണ് നല്ലത് വാട്സപ്പ് മെസ്സേജുകളിലെക്കാട്ടും. പിന്നെ എപ്പോഴും പാർട്ടികളുടെ അടുത്ത് നമ്മളെ കോണ്ടാക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് അവർക്ക് ക്ലോസ്ഡ് എൻഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള, അതായത് നോ പറയാൻ സാധ്യതയില്ലാത്ത രീതിയിലുള്ള സജഷൻസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ചോദിക്കുക. എന്നിട്ട് അവരുടെ മീറ്റിങ്ങുകൾ ഫിക്സ് ചെയ്യുക. വീഡിയോ കോളുകൾ ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് ഒരു ഓഡിയോ കോൾ ചെയ്തിട്ട് അവരുടെ അപ്പോയിന്റ്മെന്റ് ഫൈനലൈസ് ചെയ്യുക. കൺവീനിയന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള സമയത്ത്, കൺവീനിയന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ അവരോട് സംസാരിക്കുക. ലീഡ്സ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. ഇനി പിന്നെ ഒരു കാര്യം നമ്മൾ ഓർക്കേണ്ടത്, പാർട്ടി എന്ത് കാണുന്നു, ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ സ്ഥിതി എന്ത് കാണുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതല്ല, നമ്മൾ പാർട്ടിയുടെ ഫൈനൽ വ്യക്തിയുടെ, നമ്മളെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് പർച്ചേസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിലൂടെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളുടെ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ പ്ലാനിങ്ങിലൂടെ പാർട്ടി എവിടെ എത്തും, ഏത് ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ എത്തും എന്ന് മുൻകൂട്ടി കണ്ടുകൊണ്ട് അതിന്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിൽ വേണം നമ്മൾ നമ്മളുടെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റുകൾ പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ. പ്രസന്റ് സിറ്റുവേഷന്റെ ബേസിസിലല്ല പ്രസന്റേഷൻ നടത്തേണ്ടത്. നമ്മൾ പാർട്ടിയെ എവിടെ എത്തി കാണാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതിന്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിലാണ് നമ്മൾ പ്രസന്റേഷൻസ് നടത്തേണ്ടത്. പല പാർട്ടികളും ചിലപ്പോൾ കാണില്ല, അവർ ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ അനുസരിച്ചായിരിക്കും സംസാരിക്കുക. ഒരു 10 വർഷത്തിന് ശേഷം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ സ്കീമിന്റെ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം പാർട്ടി ഏത് സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ആയിരിക്കും എന്ന് ഇന്നത്തെ ഡേറ്റിൽ ഇരുന്ന് വിഷ്വലൈസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് വേണം നമ്മൾ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ. പിന്നെ അവസാനത്തെ പോയിന്റ് ആയിട്ട് എനിക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്, ഏത് വ്യക്തിയായിട്ട് ഇടപെടുമ്പോഴും ആ വ്യക്തി നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത് 2 കാര്യമാണ്. 2 ചോദ്യങ്ങളാണ് വ്യക്തിയോട് തന്നെ ചോദിക്കുക. ഞാൻ ഈ ഇടപെടുന്ന ഈ ഏജന്റ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ഈ ഇടപെടുന്ന ആൾ വെദർ ഹി ക്യാൻ ബി ട്രസ്റ്റഡ്, അവനെ എനിക്ക് വിശ്വാസത്തിലെടുക്കാമോ? രണ്ടാമത്, ഇവൻ എന്റെ ബഹുമാനത്തിന് അർഹനാണ്. വെദർ ഹി ക്യാൻ ബി ട്രസ്റ്റഡ്, വെദർ ഹി ക്യാൻ ബി റെസ്പെക്റ്റഡ്. ട്രസ്റ്റ് വരുന്നത് വ്യക്തിബന്ധങ്ങളിലൂടെയാണ്. വ്യക്തിബന്ധങ്ങളുടെ ആ ഒരു സ്ട്രെങ്ത് വഴിയാണ് നമ്മളുടെ ട്രസ്റ്റ് വരുന്നത്. ട്രസ്റ്റ് നമുക്ക് ഓവർ എ പീരിയഡ് ഓഫ് ടൈം ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തെടുക്കാനാണ് പറ്റുക. റെസ്പെക്ട് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നത് നമ്മളുടെ നോളജ് വെച്ചിട്ടാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് എല്ലായ്പ്പോഴും നമ്മൾക്ക് റിലവന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള, നമുക്ക് ആവശ്യമുള്ള നോളജ് എല്ലാ സോഴ്സിൽ നിന്നും ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തെടുക്കുക എന്ന് അതിന് ശ്രമിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. എല്ലായ്പ്പോഴും ശ്രമിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. വ്യക്തികളുടേതായിട്ടുള്ള ബന്ധം, നമ്മളെ ആത്മാർത്ഥമായിട്ടുള്ള വ്യക്തിബന്ധങ്ങൾ എപ്പോഴും കീപ്പ് ചെയ്യുക. അതേപോലെ കൂടുതൽ അറിവ് സമ്പാദിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മളുടെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിന്റെ റെസ്പെക്റ്റും ട്രസ്റ്റും ഒരേ സമയം വിൻ ചെയ്യുക, ഒരേ സമയം എടുക്കുക. പിന്നെ ഏറ്റവും അവസാനമായി പറയാനുള്ളത്, നമ്മൾ ബിസിനസ്മെനും നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും എന്റർപ്രൂണേഴ്സ് ആയിരിക്കണം. കാരണം ബിസിനസ്സുകാരെ തിങ്സ് എക്സ്ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുക മാത്രമേ ചെയ്യുന്നുള്ളൂ. എന്റർപ്രൂണേഴ്സ് അതിനെ വാല്യൂ ആഡഡ് പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് ആക്കിയിട്ടാണ് വിതരണം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അത് വാല്യൂ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക, അത് നമ്മൾക്കും നമ്മളുടെ കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിനും വാല്യൂ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. അതിന് ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ ഡിജിറ്റൽ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമുകൾ പരമാവധി ഉപയോഗിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഈ പാൻഡമിക് സിറ്റുവേഷനെ, ഈ അഭൂതപൂർവമായ ക്രൈസിസ് സിറ്റുവേഷനെ മറികടക്കുക. ഇത്രയാണ് ഈ മാഡം ഇന്ന് നടത്തിയ പ്രസന്റേഷന്റെ രത്ന ചുരുക്കം. താങ്ക് യു സർ.
ഹലോ, അത് നിഷ പറഞ്ഞത് വളരെ കൃത്യമായി കാച്ചിക്കുറുക്കി വളരെ ഭംഗിയായി വിനോദ് സാർ അവതരിപ്പിച്ചു. താങ്ക് യു വിനോദ്. ഇനി നമ്മൾ പ്രവർത്തിയിലേക്ക് കിടക്കുക. അതുപോലെ ഒരു അറിയിപ്പുള്ളത്, 30-ാം തീയതി SK സ്വാമിയുടെ ക്ലാസ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കുന്നതാണ്, ബാംഗ്ലൂർ ചാപ്റ്റർ, ഈ 30-ാം തീയതി. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ 22-ാം തീയതി നമ്മുടെ RM CRMന്റെ ക്ലാസ് ഉണ്ടാവുന്നതാണ്. നമുക്കറിയാം 3 പ്രീമിയം ഡ്യൂ ആകുമ്പോൾ ഒന്നെടുക്കാൻ കഴിയാത്തതിൻ്റെ ഒരു സ്ഥിതിവിശേഷമുണ്ട്. അത് ഓട്ടോ കവർ പോളിസികളിൽ അതിൻ്റെ പ്രോഗ്രാം വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ ഇപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ അതിൻ്റെ ശ്രമത്തിലാണ്. ഇതുവരെ ഒന്നും ആയിട്ടില്ല. വീണ്ടും അത് നമുക്ക് ടേക്കപ്പ് ചെയ്യുക. അതുകൊണ്ട് RM CRMനോട് അത്തരം ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ വീണ്ടും ചോദിക്കാനുള്ള അവസരം കൂടിയുണ്ട്. മാക്സിമം നമ്മൾ അത് ടേക്കപ്പ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. കാരണം അത് കോർപ്പറേഷൻ ആകെ പല ബ്രാഞ്ചുകളിലും പല ഡിവിഷനുകളിലും അത് ടേക്കപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ വീണ്ടും അത് ടേക്കപ്പ് ചെയ്യാൻ തന്നെയാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ആ ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ കൂടി നമുക്ക് അന്ന് 22-ാം തീയതി ചോദിക്കാം. നാളെയുള്ള മീറ്റിംഗ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ, നാളത്തെ മീറ്റിംഗ് വളരെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഒരു വ്യക്തി തന്നെയാണ്, ലക്ഷ്മി മേനോൻ, ചേക്കുട്ടി പാവയുടെ ഉപജ്ഞാത. ചേക്കുട്ടി പാവയേക്കാൾ ഉപരി അവർ തുടങ്ങുന്നത് തൃപ്പൂണിത്തുറയിലെ തൊഴിലില്ലാത്ത അമ്മൂമ്മമാർക്ക്, ജീവിക്കാൻ മാർഗമില്ലാതിരുന്ന അമ്മൂമ്മമാരെ കൂട്ടുപിടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് അമ്മൂമ്മ തിരിയിലൂടെയാണ് തുടക്കം. ആ അമ്മൂമ്മ തിരിയിലൂടെ നിലവിളക്കിൽ വെക്കാനുള്ള തിരി ഉണ്ടാക്കി ഒരു കൂട്ടം അമ്മൂമ്മമാർക്ക് ജീവിക്കാനുള്ള അവസരം തുടങ്ങി. അതിനുശേഷം ചേന്ദമംഗലത്ത് കൈത്തറി തുണി വെള്ളപ്പൊക്കത്തിൽ നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട ആളുകളുടെ ആ ചേറ് പിടിച്ച തുണിയിൽ നിന്ന് ചേക്കൂട്ടി പാവ ഉണ്ടാക്കി ആ പാവയിലൂടെ ആ ഒരു വിഭാഗത്തെ കൈയുയർത്താൻ സഹായിച്ച ഒരു വ്യക്തി. വിത്ത് പേന, അതായത് സീഡ് പെൻ, അതിലൂടെ പുതിയൊരു പ്രകൃതിക്ക് അനുയോജ്യമായ ഒരു അനുഭവം ഉണ്ടാക്കിയ ഒരു വ്യക്തി. ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ഇൻഷുറൻസിലൂടെ കടലിന്റെ മക്കളെ കരുതിയ ഒരു വ്യക്തി. അങ്ങനെ വളരെയേറെ സാമൂഹ്യ പ്രതിബദ്ധതയുള്ള ഒരു ലേഡിയുടെ ടോക്കാണ് നാളെ 4 മണിക്ക്. അതിലും പങ്കെടുക്കുക. 22-ാം തീയതി പങ്കെടുക്കുക. ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി ഇതിൽ പങ്കെടുത്ത എല്ലാവർക്കും നന്ദി പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ഡോക്ടർ TPS ഇവിടെയുണ്ട്. പല ആളുകളുടെയും അഭിപ്രായം വന്നിട്ടുള്ള അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ക്ലാസ് വേണമെന്ന്. തീർച്ചയായും ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ക്ലാസ് ഉണ്ടാവും. ഡോക്ടർ TPSന്റെ ക്ലാസ് ഇനി നമുക്ക് കേൾക്കാം. ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി കോട്ടയം ലുഗി ചാപ്റ്ററിന്റെ നന്ദി അറിഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് നിർത്തുന്നു. പ്രവീണിന് പ്രത്യേക നന്ദി. കാരണം ഈ സമയം, പ്രവീണിന്റെ വിലപ്പെട്ട സമയം മുഴുവൻ ഇതിൻ്റെ കൂടെ നമ്മുടെ കൂടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. നാളെയും ഉണ്ടാവും. പ്രവീണിന് കോട്ടയം ലുഗി ചാപ്റ്ററിന്റെ ഏറ്റവും ഹൃദയംഗവുമായ നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തട്ടെ. എല്ലാവർക്കും നന്ദി. നിഷയുടെ ക്ലാസ് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു എന്ന് കരുതുന്നു. ഒരു ചെറിയ റിക്വസ്റ്റ്, ആരോ ഒരാൾ ഇതിനകത്ത് ബോറിംഗ് എന്നുള്ള ഒരു കമന്റ് ഇട്ടു. ഒരിക്കലും അത് ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആ ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ നിന്ന് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇന്ന് പുറത്തു പോകാം. കാരണം ഇത്ര മനോഹരമായ ഒരു ക്ലാസ് ഇതിനിടയ്ക്ക് ഒരാൾ ബോറിംഗ് എന്നിടുമ്പോൾ തീർച്ചയായും ആ ക്ലാസ് എടുക്കുന്ന ആളിന്റെ മനസ്സിലുണ്ടാവുന്ന ഒരു മാനസിക വ്യഥ എന്തായിരിക്കും എന്ന് ആലോചിച്ച് നോക്കുക. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ക്ലാസ് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്നില്ല എങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതിന് ആരും നിർബന്ധിച്ച് ഇതിലായി വിളിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് വന്നിട്ടില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് അത്തരം കമന്റ് ഇനിയെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടാവുന്ന ക്ലാസ്സുകളിൽ ബോറിംഗ് ആണെങ്കിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ കൺസേൺഡ് ആളെ വിളിച്ച് പറയാം. ഗ്രൂപ്പിൽ ഒരിക്കലും അത് ഇടരുത്. ഇൻഡിവിജ്വലായിട്ട് വേണേൽ കൊടുക്കുക. ബോറിംഗ് ആണ്, എനിക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടില്ല, അത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇറങ്ങിപ്പോവാം. അതാണ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. അല്ല ബോറിംഗ് എന്നൊരിക്കലും ഒരു ഗ്രൂപ്പില് ഒരു മെസ്സേജ് അയക്കുന്നത് ശരിയല്ല. അത് ആവർത്തിക്കാൻ പാടില്ല. ബോറിംഗ് ആണെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് ഇറങ്ങിപ്പോവാനുള്ള എല്ലാ അവസരങ്ങളും ഇതിനകത്തുണ്ട്. ആരും ഇതിനകത്ത് നിർബന്ധിച്ച് വിളിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് വന്നല്ല, അത് ഓർക്കുക. ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു.
സാറേ എന്റെ തോട്ടെ
Okay, okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay.